afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of High School Football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports and the OAC Network. Today's broadcast features the Heidelberg Student Princes versus the Fighting Muskies of Muskingum. I'm Nate Mullins. On the call with me today, Max Drummond. I'm sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. I'm looking at the screen. Max Drummond, Treyvon Hastings with me today. Thanks for joining me today, guys.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What a beautiful day for football. It's really starting to get into the fall, feeling like football weather here. October 1st. Man, you couldn't ask for a better evening, a better afternoon for football. Band is out there in full force, and it's Faculty Appreciation Day today. So a lot of things to celebrate today, and hopefully we get to celebrate a win after the broadcast. So let's talk about this one a little bit on paper. I mean, you got about 15 minutes before we start this one, but Treyvon, you were there for the last game here at Herneman Stadium. What are your impressions of this team? I mean, obviously they had a tough loss last week with John Carroll. We'll just kind of, I don't want to gloss over that one, but we'll just kind of put that in the rear view because obviously we got to focus in front of us. What are your thoughts here today on this Muskingum team? They're coming off a 59-0 loss. What do you think today for Heidelberg they have to be successful?
Get back to playing Heidelberg football.
Okay.
The offense has been pretty stagnant and struggled, but the defense has carried the load for them all season, and they got manhandled last week against John Carroll, so hopefully they can get back on the right track because they've got a big game next week.
All right, fair enough. And Max, first time sharing a broadcast with you.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about Heidelberg. I just talked to him about Muskingum and what we got to do this week for the Berg. Obviously, the defense is their calling card, but today, offense going to be a little bit limited because we got a couple of substitutions here today. Not going to see quarterback Drew Sims or Montavious Yearby.
That's right, and those are big blows to this offense that really, when they've struggled this year, they've leaned on Yearby heavily. So to not have him as well, probably going to have a big impact on their play calling and the way they prepared. But I want to focus on the preparation of a Scott Donaldson-led team. Since 2016, since he's been here, following a loss, they're 13-4. They average 39 points a game in those games. So I really expect to see a team that's going to be playing with their hair on fire, and they're going to be fired up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of the MO of a Scott Donaldson team. They're going to go out there and play with their hair on fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a great way to describe it. So let's talk a little bit about, obviously the OAC is always, who's going to finish number one. You got Mount up there at the top, and that's going to be a tough task for anybody to knock them off of that pedestal.
Correct.
But I think now we're talking about that race for number 2 here. Now, John Carroll has already cemented themselves in that spot, but they got a couple tough matchups coming up on their schedule as well. They have yet to play Mount. So this is a game for Heidelberg. This is a get-right game, and this is a must-win game. So with them coming in, facing the Muskingum Muskies, with the quarterback out, with the running back out, what do you think is the game plan today for Heidelberg? If they want – they got to get this offense right. That's the biggest thing. They got to get the wheels turning on this offense. What do you think the key for them today is if they want to get that offense back rolling like we're used to seeing?
I think the key for them offensively would be to not shoot themselves in the foot and not turn the ball over. So don't beat themselves, make Muskingum make the plays to beat them, which they've shown over the course of the last couple of years they've failed to do with every other team in the OAC. So I still have confidence in the offense. And it might be a chance for, a fresh breath, A
breath of fresh air, if you will. Yeah, I like that.
To get a new, running back and their new quarterback. I kind of want to see what it looks like today.
Yeah, I'm interested to see exactly how this all shakes out because this is going to be one of those games where, you don't really know what's going to happen. Obviously, we know what this offense looked like with Drew Sims, with Montavious Yearby. They like to lean on that running game, especially this year. We don't know what this offense is going to look like. Right. Thankfully, there are some receiving targets to help make Shane Treharn. Did I get the name right? Shane Treharn. He'll be filling in spot duty at quarterback today. So
as well as Bridger Klein. We could see both of them.
Yep,
yes.
We're going to see probably both of them. I don't know if it's going to be an every other series thing, but you're most likely going to see both of them throughout today's game. So we don't know what this offense is going to look like. But at least these guys have some comfortable targets to throw to. Am I correct?
Yeah, they have a lot of experience in that receiving core and also just playmakers in general, and that goes for their offense. And when they're on special teams, I think a big component is going to be getting them in good field position and not letting them have to go the length of the field too often. Last week against JCU, they started on the 23-yard line. That was their average start position for a drive. And compare that to a couple weeks ago against Ohio Northern, they on average started at the 35. So that 12 yards of field difference can make a huge difference, especially when you're helping a new quarterback.
Well, Bridger Klein and Shane Treharn. You're going to see Bridger Klein first. That was my mistake. But Shane Treharn, you're going to see both of these guys most likely at some point during the game. And it's going to be very helpful that they have some guys to throw to like Brandon Reed. And, they've got a couple other guys that they like to get the ball to. They're going to try to mix things up today because they don't want to be one-dimensional. That's the key today. You don't want to just rely on one side of the offense. You got to get the running game going, but it's going to be hard to get it going without Montavious Yearby. You're going to have TJ Ramey. You're going to have a couple other guys filling in as well. So it's going to be hard to get that run game going. You don't want to necessarily lean on one side of the offense. You want to get both sides going. And in order to do that, I think first you got to run the ball to set up the pass. Now, maybe I'm just an old-school quarterback or maybe old-school coaching mentality, but I feel like that's kind of the way you got to approach these games where there's an unknown factor with the offense. You got some new guys filling in. Try to lean on that run game early and set up the pass. That way some of these things open up in the passing game for you.
Correct.
That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of power running from TJ Ramey when he played against Ohio Northern, and as far as we know and how it is set up right now, the entire offensive line is there, and they're an experienced physical bunch. So to lean on them, get them in a groove to start with the run game would definitely be key.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got the marching band on the field here. They're getting ready for the national anthem and the Alma Mater. We'll join them when they go for that. But I want to talk about key players today. Obviously, with the two guys out, I think offense is not going to be the key today. It's going to be the defense. It's going to be they have to set the tone, and you're going to need some points out of this defense, I feel like. So defensively, how do they approach this game today?
I think their approach should be to try to help the offense the best they can, whether that's with field position or simply not allowing them to get manhandled to the point where they did last week. The time of possession last week against John Carroll was 42-18, John Carroll, I believe. Mm-hmm. And that goes both ways. The offense 3 and out, defense goes back out, 3 and out, defense goes back out, and eventually wears the defense out. So I think the goal would be to try to clean a couple things up and in turn not allow Muskingum to drive down the field so frequently.
I think that's a great point, Treyvon. I think another thing that to consider for this team is they have a wealth of experience on the offensive and defensive line, and they're fully intact. They're fully healthy. That's where the strength of this game is going to be for Heidelberg. You really need to establish the line of scrimmage early and often throughout this game. If you can control that line offensively and defensively, that's all that needs to be said. That's all you really need. You should be coming out of here with a W today. Because I'm not saying nothing against the Muskies, but I'd say this Heidelberg defense, they're talented. They can fly all over the field.
Extremely.
They make life miserable for any team they face. Last week, I think, was just a little bit of a hiccup, and I think you'll see this true Heidelberg defense flying all over the place today. So we're going to send it down to the field as we have our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. We'll check in with him here in just a moment. But we're going to take it to the field and join the band for the playing of the Alma Mater and the national anthem. But first, lift our voice.
We are now joined by over 70 high school band members from across the state of Ohio for our high school band day. Conducting our national anthem today is Fort Clinton High School Band Director, Mr. Sean DeLong, who has 13 band members participating today. Would you please stand for the playing of the national anthem of the United States of America, the Star-Spangled Banner.
There you have it, the national anthem, Star-Spangled Banner, courtesy of the Heidelberg Marching Band. Boy, that marching band, I'll tell you. And they got the high school band members out there with them this week. It just makes it look that much more cool. All the different colors and stuff. I love high school bands. I'm just sorry. But the college marching band just gives it, I don't know, it's a different feel today, man. It's a great atmosphere here at Heidelberg Stadium, Riesen Field on the campus of Heidelberg University. Thanks for tuning in with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're also live streaming on the OAC network. Once again, Nate Mullins, Max Drummond, Treyvon Hastings. I got it right that time. Look at that. I'm going backwards on the field. Also, Greg Kinn manning the production side, as well as Zach Dillon. We're chilling with Zach Dillon up here in the press box. And then we have our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. And we'll be checking in with him here in just a little bit. We'll check in with him before the start of the game. Just make sure that he's ready to go before we check in with him, but we'll go ahead and check in with him here momentarily. And I think he is ready. All right, we'll make sure he's all set before we check in. Joey Krajewski, our sideline reporter. And I think they're going to go live for the coin toss to midfield, so we'll wait to check in with Joey here in just a moment. So let's talk a little bit before we get down there on the sideline. Max, you've been here to cover. This is your second game to cover now, right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so first impressions from that first game. Obviously, big win over ONU. Defensive game, but the offense put up quite a few points as well. Now, as you come into this game with Muskingum, coming off the loss on the road, what's your mindset for this team going forward? What do you think their mindset is as they head into the second half of the season here? I mean, obviously, OAC is going to be a lofty goal, but playoffs, are those still in the
I was going to say, it definitely comes down to winning out, and that's right. Always it's a very difficult thing to do in the OAC, no matter where Mount or John Carroll falls on the schedule. Yeah. But I think they really need to rely on their physicality. I think they have a lot of veteran leadership on the roster. We're seeing a couple of that went out to the coin toss there. And, just Treyvon mentioned it, playing their brand of football, and we didn't see that last week. They didn't get off the field on defense 14 of 20. That was the third down conversion rate for John Carroll.
Yes.
And, when that happens, you get fatigued, you get tired, the offense, they don't get to be on the field as often. So I think just controlling the time of possession, and Treyvon mentioned 40 to 20. That's not anywhere close to where you want to be.
Yeah, that is not where you want to be. We're going to go ahead and check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. and we'll see how he's doing down there on the sideline. Go ahead, Joey, take it away.
Hey, how we doing, guys? We're back here at Horniman Field, back for our homecoming game against Muskingum. This Heidelberg offense looks ready to go. Unfortunately, we'll be without starting quarterback Drew Sims and running back Montavious Yerby, but I have no doubt this offensive line is going to be able to get the job done today, and obviously the standout defense is going to hold up to the test. But let's check it out here. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks again, Joey. Appreciate your insight. We are just about ready for kickoff here as Muskingum will get us underway as they'll kick off to the Student Princes. Back deep to return. Brandon Reed. And I think that's 22. If my spectacles are failing me.
Yeah, we'll have a replacement for Yerby back there, not just on offense, but in the return game.
Brandon Reed on the return, brings it up to the 25, to the 30, and he's got some room, to the 45, to the 50, 45, 40, cuts back, and he's still on his feet. And we got a flag that flies in at the end of the play as he brings this one all the way down to the 25-yard line. We got an injured player down on the play afterward. Hopefully that's not Reed. I think it is. He was taken down rather violently. We'll see what the call is here.
Thinking it could be a face mask.
I think that's what the call is, too.
Personal foul. Face mask on the kicking team. Number 88. 15 yards from the end of the run. Score shot.
That is indeed the call. We'll check in on the let's take a look at the replay here. And it's not working.
Well, we can sum it up with a lot of good blocks there, especially from the that back line, and it really just opened a crease for Reed, and he took off.
This is what we mentioned at the beginning of the game, setting up the offense, really good field position.
That's right.
Don't have to do much here.
So here you have Bridger Klein making his debut start for the Student Princes. High snap, and he's able to get it under control, slings it out on the left side. It's complete. What a catch out there on the left side. Wow. One-handed snag.
And, we had
Dimitri Pennick.
two bounces of balls right there, and each player that had to do it did a great job grabbing it.
Klein. Handoff up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown, T.J. Ramey from 10 yards out. And that's the way you started out there if you're the Heidelberg offense. 2 plays, 1 score. They wasted no time getting on the board there. Up 6-0 already. Let's take a look at the replay here. T.J. Ramey punching it in from 10 yards out. Look at this line. Look at that hole.
Yeah, the pole
I could have drove
action.
my truck through there.
I was going to mention the pull out by the guard, opened up that hole, little trap play.
Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up, and the extra point attempt is good. That makes your score 7-0 Heidelberg. 14:21 left here in the first quarter. That's the way you started out if you're the Berg. Especially with, dealing with the shorthandedness with the quarterback position, running back position. It's exactly how you got to start it out there. Am I right, Max?
Absolutely. And, for Bridger Klein, last season he has 9 career pass attempts, and one of them happened to come in a game against Muskingum last year. And on the first drive, he has a completion to show for it, match that.
You can thank Dimitri Pennick for that one, because that was a snag by Pennick down there on the sideline.
Great play.
Big return by Brandon Reed, but at the end of the play, he was down. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski, here in just a little bit and see if he has any update on the situation with Reed, because that would be a devastating loss if they're without him for the rest of this one. Brandon Steckel on to kick off for the Berg. And he gets leg to ball. It'll be fielded at the 15-yard line. Bring it back to the 25, to the 30. Another big return here to the 50, to the 40, 30, 25, and he's gone. All the way into the end zone for the touchdown on the opening kickoff return, Jalen Goodman. He said turnabout's fair game, but hey, I'm going to take this one all the way back. Wow.
You know, the senior, we expect to see a lot of him on offense. He's only coming in at 5'6", so he did a great job slipping behind those blocks. Almost untouched, right?
Very quick. He might have went through untouched.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got a hand on him there. Great blocking there by the special teams, as you saw on the instant replay. The kick is up, and the extra point attempt is good, and that ties the game at 7 apiece. And we haven't even played a minute of football yet, folks.
Wow. Wow.
Both teams with 7 points on the board. 14:09 left to play here in the first quarter. What an exciting start to this one here at Heidelberg Stadium.
You know, it's not too often, especially anymore, we get back-to-back big kickoff returns like that. But I thought the sky kick would be really effective and give a lot of the Berg special teamers time to get down there.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Gave the blockers time to set up for a nice return there.
Probably won't see that sky kick again.
Yeah, I don't think so. I've always been a proponent of, if you have a kicker who can kick it through the back of the end zone, why not just do it every time? Like,
Right, the big play potential is always there. It is.
Exactly. If it's, 5 extra yards, it's 5 extra yards. No big deal. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajeski. We'll check in with our sideline guy here in just a moment, as we'll wait for this kickoff before we check in right after the return. We'll see how electric this one is.
No read back there.
There is no read back there. Tremont Wiley back deep to return, along with Dimitri Peters. Peters on the return. Gets it up to about the 21-yard line, but that's about it.
Returns the kickoff. 30 and 30 on the tackle.
All right, well, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. He is live down on the sidelines. Take it away, Joey.
Holy crap, guys. How about an opening minute of football right there? You had Heidelberg with a long return, then punching it in 2 plays, and Muskingum answers right back with a long kickoff return for a touchdown. But let's see what this Heidelberg offense can do. I know they only ran 2 plays down here, but that offensive line was evaporating people down there. So let's see if this Berg offense can get back on track, keep it up, and hopefully get another score. Back up to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Joey. Handoff up the middle, TJ Ramey on the carry. And he's got a couple yards. My mistake on the return. That was not Dimitri Peters. That was actually Rudy Perilous on the return. Brought it up to the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. They have it now at the 23 after the 2-yard gain on first down. 2nd and 8. Bring a man in motion. Bridger Klein in the pistol set. One man in the backfield with him. Steps back to pass. Slings it out left side. That's complete. He's got it to his receiver up to the 30-yard line. And that is Glenn Pearson on the reception, and he's got it near the first down.
You know, that was a really long throw to that side of the field, and we'll see how much time he's given to be able to make throws like that.
A little bit of a power set here.
Pearson also in for Brandon Reed.
2 tight ends on the left side of the formation. Little quick pitch left side. Ramey on the carry, and he might have enough, should have enough, and he does have enough for the first down.
So, of course, in short yardage situations like that, and when they're in the red zone, we know we'll see probably a lot of TJ Ramey. But I'm interested to see the split in carries between him and Jaron Curtis.
Yeah.
Try to figure out who can be the lead back today.
They both showcase that big play potential. 3 receivers set here. 1 tight end on the formation. Handoff Ramey. He's hitting the backfield, but he bounces off the tackle, carries forward, and he has enough for another first down. 10-yard gain there for TJ Ramey. And he is starting to put his footprint all over this one here early.
It looked like the linebacker for Muskie, Jeremiah Livingston, a freshman, was in there, almost made the play, but the physicality, he met that from the senior running back for Berg.
Ramey in motion. Klein looks his way and then rolls to the left, looking downfield, slings it down. Oh, he had it but dropped it. Glenn Pearson, the intended receiver. Nice pass there by Klein as he's rolling to his left, has to set his body and then throw that downfield. Way to set himself and deliver a pretty good ball there.
You know, I almost thought Conyer was going to be the target, but Pearson slipped past everybody.
3 receivers set here, tight end on the left side of the formation. Klein slings it out left side. That's Pennick on the reception. He's got it up to the 45, spins out of a tackle to the 50, buries his head forward and picks up an extra yard for the first down.
You see this passing game, it's set up by the run, and it's just short to intermediate passes, what we've been preaching the pass offense should be, and it's been working.
2 receivers on the near side of the formation. 2 tight end set, both on the left side. Little quick pitch to the left. That's Ramey. Nice little cutback as he stays on his hands and feet and scoots his way forward for a yard.
Ramey with the carry. Malone.
Second down and 9 coming up.
Heidelberg running a lot of tempo.
3 receivers set. Klein takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, now rolls to his left, and he is hit and dropped in the backfield. Great penetration in the backfield by Tulio Malone.
Yeah, and on that one, it looks like he might have just made the wrong read or saw something differently, but he was swarmed by at least 3 there.
Third down and 14. Klein with the hard count, now looks to the sideline for the play adjustment. We got a 3 receiver set on the far side. Dimitri Pennick all by himself here on the near side of the field. TJ Ramey in the backfield with him. Klein takes the snap. Looking. Slings it right side, and it's incomplete. Intended for Glenn Pearson, but that's going to be an incomplete pass, and that'll bring out the punt unit here on 4th and 13.
You know, that's Pearson. That's his 3rd target so far on the game, and you got to wonder which receivers he's most compatible with. Of course, Drew Sims does a lot of work with the top guys like Pennick and Reed. So we'll see if guys like that and Keller get more of the target share today.
And Pearson is also in for Brandon Reed right now, as he's out with injury.
Parker Smith on to punt. Rolls to his right and gets the punt away. This one will hit down at the 20-yard line and takes a friendly roll for Heidelberg all the way to the 16. So that's where the Muskies will take over. Tied at 7 with 10:33 left here in the first quarter. Man, after an exciting start to the game, that one just that drive fizzled out there for the Berg.
Yeah, and we'll have to see Muskie now have to go the length of the field too.
That's right.
Just like Berg.
So Jordan Garrett, your senior quarterback for Muskingum. Standing in the pistol formation. Handoff up the middle. That's Noah Wellmeyer on the carry, and he's got about a yard, maybe 2, up to about the 20-yard line.
And for Wellmeyer, they're in their first game of the season, he got to 127 yards on over 20 carries. So of all the running backs, he's definitely the bell cow of the group.
And a freshman at that. Making a name for himself here for the Muskies. Wellmeyer on the carry once again, off to the right side this time, and defense is there to stand him up and make the stop. After about a 5, maybe 6-yard gain, they're going to be about a yard short of the first down.
With the tackle.
Rudy Peerless coming up to make the stop. Third down and 1. As Heidelberg defense called to the task here. Going to have to come up with a stop.
You know, last week they didn't get as much pressure on the quarterback as we're used to. That only 1 sack, but they still managed to get 6 tackles for loss in that game, even though the box score might not seem like they would have. But see if they get more penetration this week.
I formation here for the Muskies. They motion the fullback, and a little quick pitch to the running back, and the ball is on the ground. And I think the Student Princes have it. They do.
Man, what a hit by Griffin Pendry there. Pops the ball out. And here comes the Heidelberg offense once again, set up by really good field position from the defense.
Let's take a look at that one again here. 3rd and 1, big-time situation here. They got the first, but, man, he popped that one right out of there.
Yeah, the roller coaster of emotions probably on that Muskie sideline. You think you got the first down. Next thing you know, Heidelberg's offense is trotting on the field. And Reed's back out there, it looks like.
Yes.
Handoff, Ramey up the middle, and he is forward for about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain. Yeah, it's good to see Brandon Reed back out there. Gives Bridger Klein a more familiar target here. Second and 6. Shotgun set, 3 receivers on the far side of the field. Dimitri Pennick all by himself here on the near side. TJ Ramey in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Ramey, slings it out right side. That's a backward pass. They got to pick it up. How is that not a backward pass?
Well,
wow. We got to look at that one again. I got to see that again, guys. I really got to see if that looked like a backward pass to me, but maybe my eyes are. No, that was right. It was right parallel with the line that he was throwing for. So that's actually a really good call by the official there. 3rd and 6. That was close. That was really close to being a backward pass.
And Reed would have been the only one in vicinity to catch that defender.
Klein, handoff. Ramey on the carry. Oh, what a way to stay on his feet, keep his balance, and pick up those extra yards he needed to get the first down. Well, he was stopped about 2 yards shy of the first, but he bounced off the tackle and lunged forward for the first down. Quickly back up to the line. Bridger Klein. He's going to keep it off the right side, trying to find some running room. Buries his head forward near the first down markers where he'll be marked down. They'll put him down at the 9, so just shy of the first. That was a tough run there by the quarterback.
It's a new dimension to the offense with Klein in there.
Trips off to the left side, all bunched up. They sling it out right side. That is complete, and with stiff arm. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds before he reached the ball over. But what a stiff arm there by Oliver Keller.
I was going to say, they really must have trusted him to go one-on-one.
What do you think?
They had no lead blocker, and
Quickly, here they are, back up, running the next play. Ramey in for the touchdown. TJ Ramey with his second touchdown here in the first quarter. This one from just 2 yards out. Puts the Berg back on top, 13-7, with 7:57 left here in the first quarter.
And, we saw it last time they were down here in the red zone. Just give it to Ramey or stay on the ground, and you're going to get a lot of yards that way.
Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up, and the extra point attempt is good from Brandon Steckel. And that makes your score 14-7. We got 7:57 left here in the first quarter.
We get a beautiful look there at both the plays leading into the end zone. And Heidelberg's offense so far, when they start in plus territory, they're a perfect 2 for 2.
That's right. It's got to be something you obviously, it's something that you like to do every time you take the possession. You want to start inside the 30-yard line. That'd be a great ideal scenario.
Of course,
but, when you're at the long end of the field, you still got to figure out some way to get something going. They flipped the field there. Even though they started out deep in their own territory at the 22, they were able to push that ball up near midfield, set Muskingum down inside the 20, and then they forced the fumble to get the ball back. So sometimes it's not always about the start, it's about how you finish, right?
Right, of course.
Brandon Steckel on to kickoff for the Student Princes. Back deep to return. You want to keep it away from Jalen Goodman as he's already got one return for a touchdown here. David Harbaugh on to return, or on to kickoff for Heidelberg as the ball falls off the tee, so he's got to reset that one.
When we get into October, likely to see a lot more of that than we're used to.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out. I decided not to put up our big banner today, just put up the smaller one because there it goes. You're going to need somebody to hold that one.
Oh, jeez.
And it looks like they're going to call on the services of Parker Smith to be the holder here.
And we mentioned this in the last home game, but this just takes it to another level. What can't Parker Smith do for this team? He's involved in almost every facet. And like I said on the interception return, with those moves, they should consider him on offense as well.
Harbaugh gets the kick away. This time it's a short kick, fair caught at the 29-yard line. he had to make sure he told everybody again, hey, I fair caught that. Don't touch me. That was Jay Kelly on the fair catch for Muskingum. And the Muskies will take over at their own 30-yard line, trailing 14-7. Bit of a, I'd say, a power set here, as Wellmeyer is just destroyed in the backfield. Big Tyler Turek.
Wellmeyer with the rush. Turk with the tackle.
Of course, he was a fun interview. We had him on the Pulse podcast last week. Great kid. Been covering that kid since he was a sophomore at Seneca East. Come a long way. Pistol set here. Handoff, Wellmeyer. Trying to find some running room, but nothing doing there. Boy, I tell you, Treyvon, we talked about this in the pregame. They're setting the tone by controlling the trenches early. That's what they had to do.
Yep.
That's their strength. You know, that defensive line, they can lean on that.
Most definitely. And it forces Muskingum to throw the ball, and it's not something they're accustomed to doing. Jordan Garrett's last in the OAC in pass attempts. So
now you're forcing them into an uncomfortable situation here. 3rd and 9. They bring a man in motion. Shotgun set, a little bit of a pistol look here. As Jordan Garrett drops back, slings it out left side, and that is complete.
Pass complete to Edmondson.
Wasn't sure if he got a foot in bounds, but he did. Zuri Edmondson on the catch. And that'll be good for a first down on 3rd and 9.
And, you know, when they do line up to pass the ball, we'll probably see a lot of Edmondson and their entire receiving core, interestingly enough. The tallest guy is 6 foot.
Yeah. Back to pass, sling it out right side. Oh, what a catch! Ouch. What a catch!
I think he got both feet down on that one.
Treyvon Kitt. Or Trevani Kitt with the catch. That was one heck of a catch. Let's see that again.
Talked about height.
Yeah,
got 5'7". He didn't care how tall he was.
He just high pointed it. Joseph Norris, the 3rd in coverage there. Garrett hands off. Wellmeyer off the left side and maybe a yard. That's about it.
Wellmeyer with the carry. Smith with the stop.
Parker Smith comes up to make the stop for Heidelberg.
2nd down.
Second down and 9. Pistol set here. Garrett takes the snap. Handoff. Wellmeyer off the right side, trying to find a little bit of running room. And he breaks through for about a 7-yard gain. Nice little gain there for Wellmeyer. Gets it up to the 35-yard line. And this Muskingum team putting together a solid little drive here. 3rd and 1 coming up.
You know, that run right there, getting the couple extra yards, might not seem like a lot in the stat sheet, but that really helps put them back on schedule here on 3rd down.
You're absolutely right. Pistol set. Garrett, handoff, Wellmeyer, bounces off a tackle, spins, and drives his way forward for the first down up to the 31-yard line.
Wellmeyer with the carry. Morris.
I think Parker Smith was there initially to make the stop, but he spins out of the arm tackle. Let's see who was there to make the stop. Nope. It was Parker Smith initially, but unable to wrap him up.
You know, it looked like him and Jared Evans almost collided on that, maybe took each other out.
Yep. I do think that was the case. Garrett in the shotgun, a little bit of a pistol set. They have an H-back off to the right side. Tight end on the right side of the formation. Hand off to Wellmeyer. Off the right, and there's nothing doing there as Zach Blackston comes up and says, nope, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and when you're going to the boundary, the short side of the field, I don't think it's a good idea when Blackston's on the other side, the way he can just string plays out like that.
Yeah.
On top of Blackiston, Turk usually lines up on that side of the ball as well. It's a lot to block.
Yeah, wow.
2nd and 11. They bring a man in motion. Tight end settles on the left side of the formation. Garrett back to pass. Slings it out left side. That's complete to the tight end. And he'll get it forward for a couple-yard gain. Marcus Paul on the reception. Sophomore tight end. Tremont Wiley coming up to make the stop. Forces a 3rd and long. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 29. This Heidelberg defense trying to come up with a stop here. 3rd and long. Last time they were able to convert on a 3rd and 9. Now shotgun set here for the Muskies. 1 man in the backfield. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Garrett back to pass. He's pressured from behind. Gets rid of it down the field. And caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a catch. Wow. Is that Zuri Edmondson? It was. What a catch by Edmondson.
A nice throw off the back foot. Cross body from Garrett while under pressure.
Let's take a look at that one again here. As he was hit, I mean, he was smoked when he threw that ball and still got away a great ball.
Yeah, Heidelberg was aggressive there. They even sent a corner and it didn't pay off for him.
So Muskingum with the extra point ties it up at 14 apiece. A little bit of a surprising start here. As, you know, I expected the offense to have a little bit of a rough go with the new guys on offense, new additions, you know, but I was not expecting the defense to have any kind of trouble today. But,
no,
man.
Not at all. You almost expect maybe they'd be leaned on and expected to pick up some of the burden. And, you know, Muskingum, in the games where they haven't played Mount Union, I think it's an important thing to look at. They've put up over 30 both times. So they've shown the potential to get some high scoring on the scoreboard.
I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We have 2 of them. Shout out to our sponsors, Cadet Mexican Restaurant, as well as Pyramid Recruiting Offices. And have a huge shout out to both of them. Thanks to Sue and Diane over at Pyramid. Of course, if there's any college students out there listening to this broadcast trying to find themselves a good career or just a job that they can work at while they're in school, stop down and see Pyramid Recruiting Offices. They will help you out. They can highlight your strengths and figure out a position that best suits you. And they'll put you in a position where, you know, you can be proud of the title that you have. So hit up Pyramid Recruiting Offices. Brandon Reed on the return gets it up to the 25, and he's cut down there right at the 25-yard line. Connor Gurney on the tackle. Like I said, stop down and see Sue and Diane at Pyramid Recruiting Offices if you are maybe you're not necessarily jobless, but you're just trying to improve your situation in life. I'm telling you, you never know how a recruiting office can help you advance your career. Pistol set here. 2 men in the backfield. Ramey goes in motion. And this time it is Jaron Curtis who gets the ball carried and gets it up forward to about the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
And, you know, we haven't seen as much down the field action with the passing game. But other than that, I'd say the playbook is fully open for Bridger Klein.
Yeah,
it seems like they trust him.
As a senior, that should be the case. He's had plenty of time in this offense. Klein steps up, slings it down the field. He's got a man down deep. Oh. What a catch by Pennick. What a catch. And they're saying no catch. Wow, I don't know about that one. He caught that one. He had his hands underneath of it. Let's see it again. Let's check that one out. Let's see from our own angle up here. Now the other referee's getting talked into saying, no, it wasn't a catch, but hey, how about we be the judge here, huh? I don't know how that wasn't a catch. They're saying he didn't control it all the way through. Wow, that's rough.
And, you know, I just mentioned they hadn't gone up top yet, and it's like they heard me. They wanted to do it right there, and Man, Pennick's the one you want going up for that, and yeah, I thought that was a catch too.
Yeah. So 3rd and long here. Pistol formation. 2 receivers on the far side, Pennick by himself on the left. They sling it out left side. Ramey on the reception, and he breaks a tackle, keeps his legs churning, and picks up the first down up to the 47-yard line.
I'll tell you what, TJ Ramey is a powerful runner, and when he hits you, he's hard to bring down.
Yeah.
And you brought it up in I think his first drive, putting the hand to the ground, make sure he stays up. He's done that almost every time he's touched the ball.
Fake the handoff, sling it out left side, but a miscommunication there as Pennick, I think Klein was expecting Pennick to sit, and Pennick was trying to work that inside positioning against the defender there. Just a little bit of a miscommunication.
Klein also threw a pump fake in,
Yep.
which led to the miscommunication.
So 2nd down and long. 2 receivers on the far side. 1 tight end on the right side of the formation. Pennick by himself here on the near side. Ramey on the handoff. Carries a defender forward up to the 48-yard line.
I love the way they're using him and Curtis on this drive. You never
Yes.
know which one's going to touch the ball, and the other one's likely going to be lead blocking for him. So great use of each of them.
3rd down and 5. Bridger Klein in the shotgun formation. Ramey on the handoff. He stood up right at the line and driven backwards by that Muskingum defensive line. And it's going to be 4th down coming up here. Parker Smith coming onto the field. They'll bring the punt unit out. They're not taking any chances here. Field position is going to be a key today. I think that's one of the keys to the game is going to be field position. As we've already seen it play out for Heidelberg. Both times they had positive field position, they were able to capitalize. But the 2 times they've had the ball deep within their own territory, they've had to punt.
Like you said, this I think the 2nd straight time they've gotten to around midfield. So we'll see if they can flip the field.
Parker Smith gets the punt away, hits down at the 20, and we're going to get a block in the back, as I believe number 47 is going to be the guilty party, Jeremiah Livingston, as he sent number 37 flying. That was Keyshawn Upchurch trying to make the play, but got shoved from behind.
And, that's especially frustrating when
On the receiving team,
Oh,
number 47. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down. Muskingum.
so a holding is the call, not blocking the back. Same thing.
Yeah, and that's really frustrating when you didn't even have anybody catching the ball there. They're letting it bounce. You don't need to do that. And that I believe that was a freshman in Livingston. So a freshman mistake there.
You'll have that. That's what you got to live with. When you're playing freshmen, you're going to have to live with those mistakes. H-back on the right side of the formation. Garrett rolls to his right, slings it out right. It's complete up to his receiver, and that's number 9 once again, Zuri Edmondson, who already has a touchdown catch earlier today. He's made a couple of nice catches here.
And, it was great anticipation there by Garrett. I believe Edmondson, he hadn't even turned around yet, and the ball was already headed his way. So it was great anticipation.
That is, that's exactly what you want. And that's the final play of the first quarter. Your score, Heidelberg 14, Muskingum 14. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second quarter live here from Herneman Stadium. You're watching Heidelberg Football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports and the OAC Network.
Zach Dillon here, and you're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Hey folks, don't forget to check out the Pulse podcast every Monday night at 8 p.m. right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Hey guys, this is Aaron Steyer from the Over Under Pod. You catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30. Come join the fun.
Like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we're back here at Herneman Stadium. 15 minutes here to start the second quarter. We are tied at 14. Garrett on the handoff, Wellmeyer on the carry, and he has stood up and brought down Derwin James style. Easton St. Clair on the tackle. He's another one of those unsung heroes on this defense. Does so much. Shotgun set here. H-back on the left side. Two receivers here on the near side. Handoff, Wellmeyer carries it up the middle, and he has stopped, stood up, and driven backwards. I believe that was 95, Bennett Roberts, who has just been making life miserable for that Muskie offensive line so far.
And, we see a couple reserves or backups come in, and I think that's another great thing that keeps their pass rush and their D-line so effective is the depth they can use.
Absolutely. They rotate, they keep guys fresh, and that's how you get a good pass rush there. Shotgun set, Garrett back to pass, slings it over the middle. He's got his receiver, and it's up to the 43-yard line. What a catch there by Jalen Goodman. And Goodman showing you that size doesn't always matter.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that from those receivers today.
Shotgun set once again. Garrett takes the snap. A little bit of an early start there for the running back, but he gets away with it as Goodman on the catch takes it out of bounds.
Pass is complete to Goodman. He runs out of bounds. Second down.
Quickly up to the line, ready to call that next play. Garrett back to pass. They're opening up the passing game now. Sling it over the middle. It's incomplete as the, I think, intended receiver was Travis Roberson.
It might have even been the deeper receiver. I couldn't tell, but
that's who I was thinking was for the deep receiver, but it did look like the closer receiver was trying to catch it.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah, and that'll be the first incompletion of the day for Jordan Garrett. Looks like
that is impressive stat. Mm-hmm. If they would give us a chance, I'd love to go through some of the first quarter stats, but man, they are just right on it. Right back up to the line, ready to call that next play.
Tempo flying for both teams.
Shotgun, sling it out right side, and it's picked. Nearly picked off, but he caught it. How did he catch that ball? What a catch by Roberson, Travis Roberson. Let's take a look at that one again. That was a nice catch. But still going to be fourth down.
Looked like Norris in coverage?
Yes.
Yeah, he almost had that one. I thought he had it. After this play, Max, you want to go through some of those first half stats?
Absolutely, we can do that.
Take a look at where we're at. 4th and 3. They've got it at the 49, need to get it past the 46. Garrett steps up, he's dropped! Blackiston for the sack! Big time stop there by Zach Blackiston on 4th down. And a turnover on down gives the ball back to the Student Princes at midfield.
That comes up huge because that first quarter we did not see a sack from that Heidelberg defense. A lot of tackling going on from guys in the secondary like Griffin Pendry and Easton St. Clair. And also then turned into offense for Heidelberg. It's been TJ Ramey, the lead back so far. 10 carries, 44 yards, the 2 touchdowns that have the game tied for Heidelberg. And a lot of sharing the ball is Pennick, Ramey, and Keller. Also Pearson have each caught a pass.
Now you're going to see Shane Treharn get a chance here at the quarterback position. He's going to keep it himself, running off the right side. And maybe got a yard. Let's check in with our sideline reporter here in just a moment. Joey Krajeski standing by. Go ahead, take it away, Joey.
How we doing? Back again, guys. Heidelberg offense back on the field. You've seen a couple of their drives stall out, couple wide receiver drops, so you like to see that kind of show up. But this defense, after you have a touchdown in the possession before, this defense got a fire reignited back at them, and they are playing on a different level right now. But let's see about this Heidelberg offense. Looks like they made a quarterback switch, so let's see how this works out. Maybe in their favor, hopefully. But let's get it going. This Heidelberg offense, lighting it up. This offensive line is playing unreal today, so let's keep it behind them, run the football, and let's get this dub. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Joey. Appreciate your insight there. Second down carry gets him up to the 40-yard line. Third down, sling it out, right side, complete. Dimitri Pennick on the reception. He's got the first down, and he's up to the 28-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch there between Treyvon and Pennick.
You know, wasn't sure if we'd see all running, but they're letting Treyvon throw the ball, that's for sure.
Treyvon, Pat, actually he's going to hand it off. Ramey up the middle to the 20, to the 15, and inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. TJ Ramey on the carry. And he is just running aggressive is a good word to describe it. Trips bunched on the left side. Pennick here on all by himself on the right. Handoff, Ramey up the middle, and the defense is right there to make the stop. Big number 90, Kenny Page. Unless I got a name wrong. I thought that was 90, wasn't it?
It was either that or 60. Those numbers are a little
bunched up.
Yeah.
Back to pass into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Treyvon was going for Pennick. I think Brandon Reed was a little flustered.
And you had it right the first time. That is number 90 for Muskingum. He's the man down.
It seems like he's able to walk off on his own power here.
You know, on 3rd and 10, we'll see maybe if they try to get half of it back here, and then they could leave it up to a essentially fourth and goal situation.
They need to get it past the 3-yard line to convert the first. Treyvon back to pass, slings it into the end zone. Reed with the touchdown catch. 11-yard touchdown pass from Shane Treyvon to Brandon Reed. And the Berg back on top, 20-14 with 10:50 left here in the second quarter.
Very nice pass. It was right on the money. Only Reed could get that one. You finally see this Heidelberg offense, with the help of, again, the defense, be able to get in the end zone.
Let's take a look at that one again as Treyvon slings that one right over the middle and right into the awaiting hands of Brandon Reed for the touchdown. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good from Brandon Steckel. Makes your score 21-14 with 10:50 left here in the second quarter.
Zach Dillon here, and you're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Hey folks, don't forget to check out the Pulse podcast every Monday night at 8 p.m. right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Hey guys, this is Aaron Steyer from the Over Under Pod. You catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30. Come join the fun.
Like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
Back. And now, welcome back here to Heinemann Stadium, Riesen Field on the campus of Heidelberg University. Nate Mullins, Treyvon Hastings, and Max Drummond, right?
Yes.
Man, I didn't even need to look at your name tag for that one. That's pretty good. All here on the call. We've got Joey Krajewski on the sidelines. We've got Zach Dillon and Greg Kinn manning the production side of things. And we have a great crew here on the call as that kickoff goes into the end zone and out of bounds. So Muskingum will take over at their own 25.
We'll see if they can pick up where they left off last drive with a lot of the passing game, or if they go back to Wellmeyer, the freshman.
Looks like there's a flag thrown at the 35.
How do you get a flag thrown when you don't even have a return?
That's a great point.
It's an illegal procedure against the kicking team, so they're going to have to re-kick this one.
Wow.
Offsides on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
So that'll be a re-kick. Give a shout out to the sponsors on the Heidelberg side of things. Huge shout out to Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as OSST Sport Tracks, the Pro Tracks, Optimum Sport Surface Technology. They've done a great job with this track here. Beautiful facility here at Herneman Stadium. And obviously you know all about Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, one of our proud sponsors. Braden Steckel on to kick off. Gets it away. And it'll be fielded at the 5. And he brings it up to about the 27-yard line. Jalen Goodman, I'm telling you guys, if he can find a seam, that's a kid. I wouldn't even try to kick it to him anymore.
He's pretty quick.
But the way he's running the ball, man.
And I know it made me nervous when they had to redo the kick. You had a touchback. That's the ideal scenario. But when you're 5 yards further back, it's a lot harder to kick it out of the end zone.
Well, they only got 2 extra yards. So
He was still able to get it to the 5, too, and he kicked it. So.
That's right. A little bit of a pistol set here. 2 receivers, 1 on each side of the formation. Garrett turns around, handoff. And I believe we got a new running back into the game now as number 3 carries the ball for Muskingum. That is Donnie Wilkinson.
Wilkinson with the carry.
Senior running back.
With the tackle.
Boy, Wellmeyer must be one heck of a freshman if he's getting time over a senior.
Right, and especially their first game of the season, he got the bulk of the carries.
Handoff. And that one's Wilkinson once again. He's got it up near the first down marker, up to the 36-yard line.
With the carry.
One thing I'm noticing, this Muskie offensive line, they're physical. And as much as that defensive line for Heidelberg is trying to control the trenches, Muskies are just like, you're going to have to earn it.
They're
That's
big.
some big boys.
They're big.
3rd and 1. Handoff. And once again, Wilkinson on the carry. He's got it up past the first down marker up to the 39-yard line. So Donnie Wilkinson, 3 straight carries, picks up 12 yards. And a Muskie first down.
And, to go further on your point with that Muskie O-line, sometimes in football you refer to things as a chess match or of sorts. But with that, it's just rock'em sock'em robots up front.
That's right. That's a great point.
Front.
I like that one.
Handoff. Wilkinson now trying to find some running room on the edge. And he's got a little bit of room. Gets it up near the first down marker. They'll mark him out right about the 47-yard line. So just a couple yards short of the first. But nice carry there by Wilkinson. And Donnie Wilkinson's trying to earn himself some more playing time here.
Credit to these runners for Muskingum. They're just following the O-line and hitting their holes.
And you're seeing a lot of pulling from that offensive line to create the space. See the left guard pull there into the right side? Creates that space he needed to pick up those 3 yards to pick up the first down.
Wilkinson with the carry and Smith.
A lot of power football you're seeing in the running game here on this drive from the Muskies. Which is different because the last drive they showed you a lot of no-huddle spread offense. A pistol set here. Fullback on the right side of the quarterback. Tight end on the left side of the formation. Handoff. Wilkinson up the middle. And Tyler Turek suplexed City. Wow.
He was tired of seeing that, that's for sure.
Yep. Tyler Turek trying to convince the wrestling coaches to give him a tryout. Second down and 10. Seven minutes and 55 seconds left here in the second quarter. Garrett back to pass, pressured. He's got to step up. He's taking off to run for it, and he looks like he has the first down before he scampers out of bounds. Driven out of bounds by Griffin Pendry, but he picks up that first down and keeps the drive alive for the Muskies. Up to the 39-yard line. They're inside Student Prince's territory now.
Garrett was able to avoid some pressure on his left side, coming from Turk and Blackiston, and then he was able to just get the first down.
Basically just outran Tyler Turk to the outside there as Turk was trailing behind, but Garrett showing off those wheels. Pistol set once again here. Garrett, handoff. That's Wellmeyer on the carry this time, and he's got it up to about the 37-yard line. So the freshman back into the game. 7 minutes and 5 seconds left. 21-14 Heidelberg leading Muskingum, but the Muskies driving here on this drive, which started out at their own 27. They're into Heidelberg territory, down to the 36. Pistol set, two receivers on the near side of the formation. Pull the guards to the left, and that's where they run it with Wellmeyer, and he buries his head forward for a couple of yards up to the 34.
Wellmeyer with the rush.
I see this Muskingum offense as well.
Yeah.
Slowed the tempo down, going back in the huddle. But for the most part, they're staying in that pistol set with the H-back, and it's worked for them.
It's 3rd and 5 coming up here. 6:20 left to play in the first half. Stick around for the halftime show as we'll have the performance of the marching band. Three receivers on the near side, one on the far side. Pistol set. Garrett back to pass. Slings it over the middle. He's got it complete. That's Goodman on the reception, and he's got it up to the 20-yard line. Jalen Goodman with a nice catch and run.
You know, on that one, Goodman did a great job just sitting down in between the two zone defenders and basically just showed his chest to the quarterback and waited for it.
Garrett really is out there slinging it right now. They have got to get some pressure on him because he has just had no problems dissecting this defense here through the air. I think he's only missed one pass. One or two.
Sounds right.
Two.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Two. I think he missed 2 passes. Timeout on the field.
First charge, timeout. Heidelberg.
That one called by the Berg. We'll keep it right here with 5:35 left here in the first half. 21-14 your score. Heidelberg leading Muskingum. We'll take a look around the OAC as there's some other games going on right now. You have Mount Union as they're playing Ohio Northern. They're up 24-0, second quarter. About 5 minutes left in that one. And then John Carroll leading Wilmington 24-0. That one second quarter as well. About 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So the two powerhouses in the OAC taking care of business so far.
Quick side note on that Mount Union Ohio Northern game. Last year, Ohio Northern was tied with Mount late in the fourth quarter, and they lost by a touchdown at Mount. But
that's right. Wow.
Definitely a statement game for Mount today.
You know, that's who Heidelberg will run into next week on the road.
During fall break as well.
Yes.
Garrett handoff. Wellmeyer off the right side, and the defensive line stands up and drops him for a loss. And I'll tell you what, who was that guy that jumped on the pile at the end? That was great. I want to see that again. If you can, Zach, let me pull that up. I love the guy flying at the end and just jumping on top of the whole pile, just collapsing. Oh, there, it's great. That's a great replay.
I think it was 95. Bennett Roberts just launched himself on the
that's not the guy you want to be launched on top of the pile.
Oh, look at that.
I'd hate to be on the bottom of that pile.
You expect him to be on the bottom of the pile.
Right? 2nd and 9. 3 receivers on the near side. Wellmeyer motions to the right side. All by himself out there on the right. Garrett slings it out left. That's Edmondson on the reception. He's got it up to the 15-yard line.
Great physical play by St. Clair there.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to mention. He was able to fight off his blocker and then also make the tackle because there was a lot of open field there.
Oh, yeah.
Got a big third down coming up. Muskingum's been pretty successful on third down on this drive.
It's been a pretty lengthy drive.
It really has.
I believe about 5 minutes.
In motion to the right side. Garrett back to pass, and it's batted down. Easton St. Clair comes up to make the play.
Batted down.
That's a big-time play there by Easton St. Clair. As Garrett had his man out there in the flat. You see this. I mean, his guy was there. He makes that throw out in front. It would have been a hard play for Spencer Rayback to make. But Easton St. Clair was there to help him out. Fourth down coming up. They're going to keep the offense on the field. And we're going to get a timeout here with 4:07 left to play here in the first half. We'll keep it right here.
First charge timeout. Muskingum.
That's a Muskingum timeout. Oh. Take a moment and thank both of our sponsors once again. Chicadet Mexican Restaurant and Pyramid Recruiting Offices. Of course, I don't have to tell you about Chicadet Mexican Restaurant. You ever been to the Mexican restaurant in the mall?
I have not.
Trayvon? No? Max?
I have been over that way.
Oh, man, that is some good food.
It's very good.
I love the queso. I'm a big fan of chorizo. Have you ever had queso and chorizo together?
I have not.
It's called
no.
Fundito dip. Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
Sounds like I have to give that a try.
I'm telling you, it's so good. It's really good because you can get it with your chip dip. You know, you get your salsa and your queso and you get your chorizo, but then you also, I mean, you can use that later and put it on your tacos and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
man, it's so good. Can't go wrong. Back to pass. Garrett on fourth down slings it. He's got it up to his man, and that's a first down.
Pass complete.
That's Trevani Kitt on the reception, and he's got the first down up to the 9-yard line. A big fourth down conversion for the Muskies as they keep this drive alive. They're trying to tie this one up here. 21-14 your score inside of 4 minutes to play here in the first half.
And, you know, it looked like Spencer Harback for Heidelberg was in one-on-one man coverage there, and it's a tough ask on those small receivers.
Ball at the 9. Garrett in the pistol set. Rolls to his left, looking, sets his feet, slings it out, complete. He's got it up to his man who tries to fight for the extra yards, but Travis Roberson is cut down right at the 1-yard line. So second and goal at the 1. Tremont Wiley coming up to make the stop.
St. Clair in on the tackle.
And here we have, looks like a wishbone set with a wide receiver off to the right. Garrett takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Wellmeyer pushes, and the line pushes him in for the touchdown. A little bit of a bush push there as they got the job done from a yard out. And Wellmeyer punches it in to bring this one to a 1-point ball game pending the extra point. Let's take a look at that one again.
You see them have an extra lineman in on the right side.
Absolutely.
Of that set.
Well, even the fullbacks that they had were big guys. I mean, those are probably tight ends they had lining up at fullback to give them that extra push. You don't see the wishbone look very often in college. No. It's harkening back to the days of the Nebraska offense back. Oh, blocked! Extra point is blocked. They pick it up, and they're going to take it back.
What a play.
Griffin Pendry is going to run this one all the way back for 2 points for the Berg.
There's a flag.
Hang on, we got a flag on the field. The no fun police are on the job.
But it was great recognition.
A forward handoff. Come on. No good. But hey, we still get the block. That's the important part, right?
Yep, and it looked like, was it the outstretched arm of Turek on that one? He came right through the middle.
I don't know about that. He was parallel when he handed. I don't know if it was a forward handoff. After looking at the replay, he was side by side.
And it would have been a huge swing of points there.
Man, you
with
talk,
Heidelberg getting the
would have
ball
been a
back.
3-point lead.
That would have changed the philosophy of the next drive. You maybe
And they're
feel a
still
little more
talking
comfortable.
about this one. The flag is still on the field. They're still discussing this to figure out exactly how they're going to enforce this. Because if I'm correct, if that penalty, it should have been the result of the play. They shouldn't be able to re-kick this.
Correct. Because it was after the play.
Because it was after the block had already occurred. There's no way they should be able to re-kick.
Personal foul, contact with the center.
Are you?
Defense, half the distance, we will replay the extra point.
Okay. So the center got touched. Evidently, you're not allowed to touch the center? I don't get that.
I know if it's more incidental contact, they're willing to be lenient, but Turek might have came right through the center to get to that ball. Maybe that's what they saw.
That's all right. Get it back. Oh, so they get another chance at it. Well, they touched the center on that one, too. What's the difference?
Crazy change of events here.
I'm still trying to figure that out because I don't understand what the flag was for initially. Didn't they touch the center on that one, too? The referees are down there having a conference. I think they're just talking about what they're going to get at that Mexican restaurant after the game.
And, I think the rule might be slightly different for the long snapper since he does have he's not looking up, his head's down.
It's more of a safety precaution.
So is that the case? You're not allowed to touch the long snapper at all? Really?
Yeah.
But it looked like they did on that play, Zach, didn't they? Did he just come through without touch? Wow, that's got to be hard. To shoot that A-gap without touching the center?
Yeah, it's a very risky thing to attempt.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. I mean, I guess that makes sense because his head's down. He's looking down through his legs to snap the ball.
Yep.
Yeah. So what it is there's an illegal touching if you are essentially not contacting the center, but if you are to block the center or come after the center directly on that play. So that was the infraction. So tied at 21, 2:57 left. Brandon Reed takes the return from the 5. He's up to the 20, to the 25, trying to find some blockers, and he's up to about the 29-yard line before he's driven out of bounds.
Brandon Reed returns the kickoff.
I'm surprised they're still kicking to Reed.
I thought the same thing, but Heidelberg's still kicking to Holland, too, so. Or Goodman, I should say, not Holland.
Playing a game of chickens, who stops first?
That's exactly it.
And, in almost under 2 minutes here, just under 3. We'll see if the 2-minute offense can come out or if there's a lot more passing emphasis. One thing Muskingum struggled with this year is getting pressure. They've only had, I believe, 2 sacks on the season as a team.
You see Treyvon staying at quarterback.
Short gain on the play. As Treyvon keeps it himself for a couple yards, up to the 32 is where they'll mark him down. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski, here in just a little bit. We'll check in after this play and see how he's doing down there. Slings it out right side. That's complete. Dimitri Pennick on the reception. He's got it up, and he's got it near the first down. It looks like he does have enough for the first down. Let's go ahead and check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. He's down there live. Go ahead. Take it away, Joey.
How are you guys?
You got to point towards the press box when you talk, Joey.
Sorry about that, guys, but you saw Muskingum go down there and score last time. Now you get the Heidelberg offense up, kind of in a 2-minute situation here, trying to go back down. Look to get another score, then they get the ball coming out after halftime. So a score here could be huge. Getting the ball back after halftime. Let's see what they can do here in this 2-minute situation. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Joey. Appreciate your insight once again. Of course, McKenzie doing a great job down there on the camera as well. Treharn rolls to his right. He's going to take off and run with it. He's up past the 50 and lowers his shoulder and drives out of bounds. And he let Austin Wilforth know what he was about. He is that dude.
It's a big hit. Absolutely.
1st and 10, ball at the 45, inside Muskie territory. Treharn's just going to take off and run with it again. Once again, buries his shoulder forward and lowers the boom. Tell you what, I don't know if you want to do that a whole lot, but the fact that you have two quarterbacks, maybe you might feel more inclined to call those plays a little bit more, but he is delivering some punishment out there. Treharn back to pass. Looking over the middle, he's got a man, Reed at the 20. Reed breaks a tackle. He keeps fighting for extra yards, and he's going to be brought down right around the 17-yard line. Oh, what a catch and what a throw by Treharn. Boy, he just stood in there and delivered that one right over the middle.
Craziest, this is probably, I would say, the most, efficient we've seen the passing offense all season.
Heidelberg's going to take a timeout here with 47 seconds left here in the first half. Tied at 21. This is a big drive for the Berg here. They've got to come away with some points before you go to halftime, as they will be kicking off to start the second half. So that's something to keep in mind. Today is Faculty Appreciation Day, and stick around for the halftime show. You'll have the marching band performance, where not only the Heidelberg marching band, but also a collection of high school marching band students will be joining Heidelberg. Is TCU absolutely destroying Oklahoma 41-17 right now?
They are.
Oh, my goodness.
TCU put up 27 in the first quarter.
Wow. That is unreal. So the ball at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Heidelberg comes out here. Shotgun set, one tight end on the right side of the formation. Two receivers on the left, one on the right. TJ Ramey in the shotgun, back there with him. Reed in motion. Treharn's going to keep it himself off the right side, trying to find that cutback lane, carries it forward. Ball comes out at the end of the play. Who has it? And Muskingum has the ball. Treharn unable to hold on to it as he goes up into a pile. We'll have to take a look at that one and see what happened.
Looks like as he ran into his own lineman, potentially, he just flat out lost the ball.
That's exactly what happened. Ouch. So he ran into the back of his own offensive lineman, and that caused the fumble. And that's a rough turnover there for the Berg, as they were driving, threatening to put some points on the board before half, and now 39 seconds left. Muskingum's probably just going to come out, kneel the ball, and take it to halftime. And that should be the final play before we head to the locker room. And that'll do it. 25 seconds left, but we don't need to sit here and watch the team run off the field. We'll go ahead and step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the halftime show. We'll have the marching band and the full halftime performance right after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Nate Mullins here. You're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the Over Under podcast every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning. Thank you, guys.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
We open our show tonight with a trumpet feature by senior Ethan Campbell. It's The Animals' 1964 hit, House of the Rising Sun. Wow, how about that solo by senior trumpet Ethan Campbell? Way to go, Ethan. Hey, Berg fans, take a look on the field. There you will see the first majorette in the Heidelberg Band since the mid-1980s. Please welcome to the field our majorette, Amelia. The movie Drumline was a huge hit with the marching band members across the world, and it still remains that way today. One of the hits from that movie was just the group called Cameo. Well, it's not just a cameo for us. This song takes center stage. Just 2 words. Word up. We now welcome back to the field over 70 guests from 20 different high school bands. Please welcome these high schools and their directors. From Bellevue, Director Chris Meadows. Crestline, Director Brian Griffin. Danbury, Director Rob Turtleneck Frutrell. From Galleon, we have Director Luke Warcall. From Lima Central Catholic, we have Director Austin Fries. From Midview, Director Colleen Creighton. From Montessori School of Bowling Green, we have Jennifer Blakeman. From New Regal, Director Nikki Kleva. From Northwood, we have Director Matthew Sheary. From Oak Harbor, Director Travis Magato. From Patrick Henry High School, we have Director Sam Colehep. Port Clinton, Director Sean DeLong. Ridgedale, Director Aaron Poling. Sandusky St. Mary Central Catholic, we have Director David Carey. Seneca East, Director Tyler Schultz. From St. Joseph Central Catholic, Director Rachel Coble. From Tiffin Calvert, we have Director Brett Welly. From Tiffin Columbian, Director Mike Meadows. Upper Sandusky, Director Jason Morris. And Wingford, Director Matthew Stafford. Let's have a big hand for these band members and their directors. By the way, come to the Berg. We'd love to have all of you in the Berg Band. Conducted by the field commanders from the Port Clinton High School Band, Bella Cross and Evangeline Young, here is Blinding Lights. We close our show today with a trip back to the land of classical music. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to rock out with the theme and variations on Beethoven's 23rd Symphony? So feel free to sing along. We know you know this one. You should know well not to click those YouTube links by now, but you've just been rickrolled by the pride of Heidelberg, the Heidelberg University Marching Band, and our visiting high school band members.
Red Wolves. The Red Wolves and the Red Wings.
Nate Mullins here. You're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the Over Under podcast every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning. Thank you, guys.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, we're back here at Heidelberg Stadium, Riesen Field. Nate Mullins, Max Drummond, and Treyvon Hastings joining you live here on the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're ready to start the second half. Harbaugh on to kick it off. Gets it away. It's a short kick, fair caught. And he's actually going to take his eyes off of it, and the ball on the ground, but he's able to recover it right back at the 23-yard line. He called for the fair catch at the 28, but luckily was able to fall on top of it after not being able to secure the catch.
And that's evidence enough as to why he's not back deep. One of the up men.
That's exactly right.
It's not an easy thing.
All right, Treyvon, you want to go through the first half stats with us here?
Sure, would love to. First half, Muskingum really tried to pound the run, but they were really efficient in the pass. Jordan Garrett was 12 for 14, 125 yards, and a touchdown along a 29. The Muskingum run game had its moments. Noah Wellmeyer had 14 for 34, and Donnie Wilkinson had 7 for 27 as well. And Zuri Edmondson for Muskingum, 4 for 62 and a touchdown receiving. So big half for him. For Heidelberg, TJ Ramey, 14 carries, 72 yards, average of 5.1. He had a big half. Shane Treharn was 4 for 5, 49 and a touchdown passing, as well as Bridger Klein going 5 for 10 for 45, and Klein started the game. And defensively, Zachary Blackiston did get in there for a sack. That puts him at 6.5 for the year. And big special teams for both teams. Muskingum had a kick return touchdown, and Reed set up the first score for Heidelberg with a really long kick return.
There you have it. That's the first half stats. Thanks a lot, Treyvon. Appreciate that. It's now 3rd down and 6 here for Muskingum. They have it at their own 27-yard line. They need to get it to the 33 to pick up the first down. They're going to come out in a pistol set. 3 receivers off to the left, 1 here on the right, and 1 man in the backfield. Garrett drops back to pass, slings it out right side. He's got a man down the right sideline, but great coverage down the field by Key Cunningham. Breaks the play up and forces a 4th down. Step for step with his receiver. Cunningham did a great job there in coverage to get up there and knock that one down. As you know,
looked like they were targeting Edmondson again.
They targeted him early and often in the first half. 4 catches on 4 targets for 62 yards. So a great job by the Berg defense of clamping down there on 3rd down. Punt unit onto the field now. And nearly blocked, but they run into the punter. That might be a roughing. I think this one's going to come back. And I think the drama club teacher is going to be coming after Colin Skazafava because he's got some acting talent, that's for sure.
On the defense, it's a 5-yard penalty.
So it's just a 5-yard.
Just running into, not roughing.
Okay. So it'll still be a 4th down, but a 4th down and 1 now as they move the ball to the 32-yard line. They need to get it to the 33 to convert now. It's a little bit more of a decision here. Even though you are in your own territory, this might be a situation where
I think they might bring the offense out, try to get a hard count.
I think that's a great call.
I'm still unsure how Joseph Norris did not block that.
Oh, he was right there. I don't know how. He didn't get that.
You know, the best spot you want to be in a situation like that is just in front of them, diving to meet where just a yard in front of where he is and not where he's at.
They're bringing the offense back onto the field. Wishbone formation here. Handoff up the middle. And the defense makes the stop short of the first down marker. What a big-time stop by that Berg defense.
Officials have not decided yet whether to make it a
they're going to call that a measurement, but I'm telling you right now, I can see where the stick's at. I can see where that ball's at. That's about a half-yard short.
Looks like he needed the 33 to get the first there.
They can call for measurement all they want, but that's definitely short.
And, as the replay will show here, looked like they might have had it at first, but Heidelberg's defenders,
surge.
they wanted it more.
It's a great surge there. What is even going on? Oh, okay. What is going on here?
Good old chain gang. But no, Heidelberg they weren't even lined up when Muskingum was ready to snap the ball, and they still got set.
And that is indeed short. of the first down by about a half a yard. So Heidelberg will take over. So, if you're Muskingum in that situation, maybe you might have just wanted to decline the penalty and taken the good punt because, that would have set Heidelberg up at right around the 20-yard line. Instead, now they get the ball at your 32-yard line. So,
And again, the offense gets a short field, see if they can capitalize. They have every other time besides that drive to end the first half with the fumble.
And it looks like Klein's going to be the quarterback to start the half here for Berg.
All right, Bridger Klein back into the quarterback spot for Heidelberg. Ramey on the carry off the left side, trying to find a little bit of running room, and he's got it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry. That offensive line starting to find a little bit more success down low. They're trying to create some space for the running game here, as I really feel like that's going to help them open up the passing game.
Absolutely. A lot of the playmakers for that defense are at the linebacker safety spot, and if they have to take a step forward and hesitate, it's going to be big.
Reed in motion, little quick pass off the left side for Reed. Nice stiff arm there for Brandon Reed. But he's only able to pick up a yard on the play. That was a mean stiff arm.
Yeah, and a guy we expect speed out of, and right there he shows a little bit of the power.
They've been motioning Reed out on that a couple times. I've been waiting for them to toss him that jet sweep. I didn't like it on maybe that side of the field in that circumstance.
Trips bunched on the left side of the formation here. Pistol set. Bridger Klein takes the snap. Handoff, Ramey up the middle. And he is going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards. He'll be down to the 24. They need to get it to the 22 to convert. So a big fourth down here, and it's decision time. For Scott Donaldson and his coaching staff, they say, hey, that's an easy decision. Let's get it.
Keep the offense out there.
3 receivers on the near side. Try to get the hard count, and they do. They got the defense to jump off sides. Now, the defender jumped into the neutral zone. That should be the call, and exactly that's what it is.
And then the offensive lineman reacted as a result.
That's what you're supposed to do as a coach, as an offensive line coach. You're taught if he gets in your area, reach out and touch him. That's not a false start if he's in your area. Reach out, touch him.
Very well executed on the hard count.
The ball spotted now at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Bridger Klein, hard count, now looks to the sideline for the play adjustment. They showed blitz on that play as they had Tristan Howell creeping up on the line. Klein now back to pass, slings it over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Reed, but he got tied up in coverage. Great job there by Devin Roebuck of just being in the right place at the right time, just stood in the way.
It would have been there. It was a really good throw. Heidelberg picked up the pressure from Muskingum very well. Just wasn't able to execute.
3 receivers set, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side, H-back on the left side of the formation. 1 back in the backfield, that's TJ Ramey. Back there with Bridger Klein. Ramey takes the handoff up the middle, tries to find some blocking, and he's got a few yards up to about the 15-yard line.
It's a good open field tackle. We haven't seen a lot of the Muskie defenders being able to bring Ramey down on their own.
Quickly back up to the line. Pistol set. Tight end on the right side of the formation in a wing. 2 receivers out far to the right. That's Brandon Reed, as well as Oliver Kelleher. Dimitri Pennick all by himself here on the left side. They're looking Pennick's way. Klein looking into the end zone, throws it down deep for Pennick in the end zone, incomplete, and a flag flies in from the back judge. And he's going to come over and talk, but that's an obvious call that wasn't made by the guy who was right in front of the play.
I was going to mention that. Not sure how the back judge was the one throwing the flag.
That's what I was
there.
thinking. I'm like, the front guy on the sideline here, he was saying no, incomplete. The back judge throws the flag.
Which their angles are different, so.
That's a good point. That's a great point, Treyvon. Injured player down on the field.
Donaldson talking to the referee.
10:50 left here in the third quarter.
On the offense. Number 4, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay the down.
I am just absolutely beside myself right now. I have no idea how that was offensive. Pennick was on the ground.
Well, and I would almost think at most what you would do is wave off a penalty altogether.
Yes.
But the defender certainly didn't have his back. He had his back to the ball. So,
wow.
You expect it on him or not at all?
When you see traded physicality like that, a lot of times they just no call it. Right. Surprised to see the offensive pass interference there.
Definitely.
Donaldson is not happy right now. He is having a very lengthy discussion with the officiating crew, trying to figure out exactly what he saw because, well, as a coach, you want to clean it up. I mean, either way, if it was a right call or wrong call, you want to figure out who made the mistake and how can you clean it up. That's your job as a coach. Donaldson does a great job dealing with the officials. Much better than I ever did as a youth football coach. I'm telling you, man. Youth football brings out the best
intensity.
Third and long. Third and about 21 to go. They need to get it to the 10 to convert here. Klein slings it out right side for Ramey. That's complete. And Ramey dives forward and gets it back to about the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it, up to the 20-yard line. And that'll bring out the field goal unit as Brandon Steckel will come out and attempt what figures to be about a 37-yard field goal.
And, sometimes you just have to play the cards you're dealt in third and long. Just get yourself in field goal range. That's exactly what Bridger Klein did there.
Mm-hmm. Brandon Steckel lines up to give the Berg the lead. Snap is back, ball is down, Steckel's kick is up, it's true, it's long enough, and it is no good. Pushed it off to the right. Steckel can't believe it because he's saying, hey, that looked like it was true. It looked like it went right through the uprights. I don't understand that because that looked good to me. Everybody on Heidelberg's side's going, hey, that was good. I don't understand that. Can we get a replay? Can we get another look? Can we get an official explanation? No.
If only we had a camera.
That was good.
I'm going to say the back of the end
zone.
Only
we had a camera like back of the end zone, yeah. It's hard to tell from here if he was right over the pylon or not.
Oh, it went over it went too high. Okay, too high. I got it. Okay, so it's too high. Okay, all right. That makes sense. A 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 coming up. The windy conditions probably led to that. Now, it doesn't look windy on the field. If you look at the goalposts on the left side, they're pretty still, but on the right side, they're all over the place.
And the trees right in front of us?
They're swirling all over, so makes for some tricky conditions to try to kick in. Garrett is going to keep it himself off the left side, and the defense was there, but what is the flag here?
Came from a long way away.
That's going to be a hold against Muskingum.
Step back, judge again.
So the infraction occurred right around the 28-yard line.
On the offense.
That'll push the ball back to the 18.
Replay, second down.
So second and about 13 coming up for the Muskies. 9:24 left to play here in the third quarter. Tied at 21 between Heidelberg and Muskingum. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're also live on the OAC Network. A little bit of a pistol set here. H back on the right side. They bring a man in motion. That's Kit. Handoff. Up the middle. And nothing doing there. As big number 46, Isaiah Kammer, comes in to make the hit and drops the hammer.
And we saw a lot of energy from him after that play. And in a game like this where maybe you weren't expecting to be, it's essentially 0-0 right now. That's the type of fire they're going to need to get some momentum.
That's a great point.
It's third down for the Muskies.
Third and about 13. They need to get it past the 31 to convert here. Shotgun set. 3 receivers off to the far side. 1 here on the near side of the formation. Garrett back to pass. Steps up. Dropped for a sack. Guess who? Sack Blackiston.
And the formation they lined up in there, a very unique one. Turk was in an upright stance. He had 2 down the ends. We'll see here.
I think he's trying to make a case to rename the sack to a Zach.
He's been effective at that is for sure.
You mentioned,
Look at that.
You mentioned Turk stand in a upright stance, yeah, and he tends to do that a lot on third downs, get a nice downhill.
To get a good push on the punt, but unable to get a hand on it. As this one will hit down, and the return man will field it at the 40, but he's ridden out of bounds right there at the 40-yard line. Joseph Norris on the return. It was one of those plays where I almost wanted to tell Norris, poison, get away, but he wisely grabbed the ball and prevented it from going another maybe 15 yards, 10, 15 yards.
I was about to mention, likelihood is the ball would have kept rolling probably near the 20.
So he probably saved him about 15 yards there by picking that up. They'll put the ball at the 42-yard line. That's where Heidelberg will take over. Tied at 21, 7:39 left to play here in the third quarter. What a ball game we've got here for you today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. 3 receivers here on the near side of the formation. TJ Ramey back there in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Bulldozes his way forward to the 49-yard line. That's good for a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3 coming up now.
99, Sean Andor.
We're seeing the more of the tempo brought back again.
3 receivers on the near side. Shotgun set. Bridger Klein rolls to his left, sets his feet, gets it out. It's incomplete off the leg of Brandon Reed. And I thought it was going to be possibly intercepted, but referee was quick to call that an incomplete pass.
Couldn't tell if it hit off his leg or off the ground.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Rolled over.
Looked like it went off the ground and then bounced up and in.
3rd and 3. Pistol formation here for the Student Princes. They got a man in the end. Got a man in the neutral zone. We got a free play here down the sideline, and that is incomplete, but got a man in the neutral zone, offsides against the defense. And that's going to be free 5 yards and a free first down.
Offsides on the defense. Number 92. 5-yard penalty.
Onya,
Yeah, first down.
you want to try that one?
Do I want to try that one?
Wasisi. There we go.
Onya Wasisi, yeah.
Onya
So I'd say
Wasisi.
that.
What'd you say to me? First and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Pistol set here. Bridger Klein takes the snap. Looked like a little bit of not sure what happened there. It was a miscommunication. I think he might have been trying to fake, and then he decided, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you.
Yeah, a real delayed handoff on that one, and there was also some backside pressure coming in from that D line, so that's a bad combination.
Looks like they tried some misdirection.
Yeah, timing was definitely off on that one. 2nd and 11. Klein steps back, looking over the middle. He's got it complete up to his man, and that's Devin Conyer on the reception. And he's got it up to the 40-yard line.
Tough catch and throw. Defender right on Conyer.
Conyer, the senior tight end. Bridger Klein. Hard count, but now looking to the sideline for the play adjustment after the defense shows its hand. Looks like they're going to bring the blitz.
Muskingum has been giving a lot of cushion to these Heidelberg receivers.
Looks like they're bringing 5 here. And Ramey takes the handoff, carries it up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's past the 30 down to the 26-yard line. TJ Ramey. Boy, he had an impressive first half with 72 yards on 14 carries. He's got to be either approaching or over 100 by this point. Handoff. Actually, no, he's going to keep it himself off the right side. And Klein on the keeper.
I can't believe, but yeah, Livingston looks like he took the worst of that hit.
Hey, Mackenzie.
We got an injured player down on the field. We'll keep it right here. 5:37 left to play here in the third quarter. Still tied at 21. Heidelberg with the possession. They have it at the Muskingum 26-yard line.
Looks like his shoulder.
Well, you go shoulder to shoulder with Bridger Klein. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that one. $5:37 left here in the third quarter, and I want to give a moment to thank our sponsors once again here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We have Scudette Mexican Restaurant and Pyramid Recruiting Offices to thank, and on the Heidelberg side of things, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union and OSST Pro Tracks. Handoff, Ramey up the middle, plows his way forward past the 20 down to the 18-yard line. TJ Ramey.
Especially when they get into the opponent's territory, I think whether Treyharn's in the game or Klein, using them along with Ramey, that's going to be an effective way to move the ball here in the second half.
3rd and 2. Fake the handoff, sling it out left side. Pinnock on the reception. He's got it. 5. Touchdown, Heidelberg. Dimitri Pinnock from 18 yards out on the reception from Bridger Klein. And Heidelberg takes a 27-21 lead. Let's take a look at that one again. What a beautiful play call there by Jason Lewis.
We're going to see Conyer, the tight end, and Reed with some great lead blocks here.
Here's the fake.
It's a great play call.
And great blocks out in front. Conyer really just absolutely destroyed that man. I mean, you want to talk about a pancake? Get that guy some syrup. And it's up and it's good. And Steckel looking at the back referee saying, are you sure? Are you sure it's good? Because that looked like it was pretty much the same as the last kick.
Pretty close to it, yep.
28-21 your score, 5:01 left to play here in the third quarter. Max, that was an impressive drive. That's exactly what you needed right there if you're Heidelberg.
And it didn't start on the other side of the 50. They had to go from their own half, but they did a good job of stringing plays together and converting when they had to on third down.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I want to send it down to our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski, because I just got to know, on that series, I saw Scott Donaldson talking to the official. Joey, exactly what was he talking to the official about down there?
Yeah, so I think he's been talking to the officials about a number of things. Obviously, the missed field goal that went over the upright, that was obviously ruled no good. Couple odd calls and stuff like that, but there's something different about this Berg sideline in the second half. They have a whole lot of juice coming in the second half, and it could get ugly for Muskingum coming out here. But I think Donaldson's got these boys in the right area. But let's send it back up to you guys. Watch this second half.
Before we send it back up here on the return, as Muskingum brings it up to about the 32-yard line. Joey, I want to check in with you real quick once again. What exactly were you talking to Scott Donaldson about? I seen you down there talking to him.
Yeah, I was catching up with Coach D. I asked him about a couple calls. Obviously, he gave me his mind. I won't say it on the air, unfortunately, but
Thank you.
He gave me his idea of what he thought of them. That's all I got to say.
There we go. Thanks a lot, Joey. Appreciate your insight down there. Once again, Joey Krajewski, our sideline reporter. Tremont Wiley, the injured player on the play, he's going to have to come off for at least a play. Seems like he's okay, hopefully.
Just on offense, the depth has been tested. Now we'll see in that back end who steps up.
That's right. Garrett back to pass. He's going to sling it down the field. He's got a man deep. Goodman was looking for pass interference there, but I'll tell you, that was great coverage down the field. That was absolutely great coverage by Rudy Peerless.
More than anything, I think Garrett slightly overthrew him, which would have led to a no call and PI anyway. But it was excellent coverage by the safety.
That's absolutely right. They bring a man in motion. Shotgun set. Garrett is going to keep it himself up the middle. He shows the inside rush and then cuts it outside. He's done that multiple times where he'll show, like it's almost like that. You ever seen that pop pass that Florida used to run where they'd run a couple steps up and then they would throw it? Well, he's running a couple steps up and then cutting and going to the left.
And he's quick enough to pull it off, and it makes it really hard to defend.
It does. He picked up 3 on that play. Sets him up with a 3rd and 7. They need to get past the 41 to convert here. Shotgun set. 2 receivers on each side of the formation.
Looks like Wiley's already back out there in that slot corner position.
I figured he wasn't going to be out long.
He's real pressed up on the receiver as well.
Down the field. Man deep, and it's incomplete. Great coverage down the field by Griffin Pendry. Step for step down there with Kitt. And then Trevani Kitt is saying, hey, what do I got to do to get a call? But I'm telling you, you ain't gonna get that call on that coverage. That was excellent coverage by Griffin Pendry.
On the right side, you had Wiley pressed up on the slot receiver. He couldn't do anything. He was just mugging him. And then Cunningham and Norris, really good outside coverage.
Back deep to return, Joseph Norris. And they get the punt away. Norris will field it at the 27. Up to the 30, breaks a tackle to the 40. Skips outside, and he is down right around the 45-yard line. Nice return there by Joseph Norris, the 3rd.
And we'll see them start around similar spot they did last drive, and Norris is to thank for that both times, in addition to the defense, of course.
Ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. That's where Heidelberg will take over. We said defense was going to have to be the calling card.
And they've answered the bell so far.
That was exactly what you wanted to see there from your defense. 3 and out, get the ball back to the offense.
Treharn in at quarterback.
Now we got Shane Treharn back in at the quarterback position. Handoff, that's Jaron Curtis. Bounces off a couple of defenders, carries it forward past midfield. Actually, they'll mark him down right at midfield, so.
Curtis with the carry.
Jaron Curtis picks up 6 on the first down carry. Sets him up with a 2nd and 4.
You know, he only had 1 attempt rushing the ball in the first half there, so I'm sure they're going to probably include him a little bit more.
Second and 4. Treharn going to keep it himself off the right side. He's got some running room, buries his shoulder forward, and picks up the first down. And I'll tell you what, Sean Andor came up and made the stop on that, but I think Treharn was the guy who actually delivered the blow.
Heidelberg with 3 receivers and an H-back. Give it to Ramey. He stays on his feet.
TJ Ramey inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Rumbling, stumbling, tumbling, but not fumbling.
Yeah, we'll see. He was held up here, and he somehow escapes out of his yards after contact. Has to be off the charts right now.
He's got to be well over 100 yards, approaching 150 probably by this point.
Sticking with this 2-back set out of shotgun with 3 receivers.
2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Treharn handoff. Ramey off the left side, cuts back inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. TJ Ramey. A nice 12-yard run sets him up with a 1st and goal.
Such a physical runner. He's a lot different from Yerby in that aspect.
Yeah, he really is. Right back up to the line. Ramey on the handoff. And he keeps his legs churning, and he buries his way in for the touchdown, but hold the phone. We got a flag. Flag on the far side of the field. And we got, I think, face mask against. Which way are you pointing here?
I wonder if that means could be offsetting penalties, maybe?
Result of the play is a touchdown. During the play, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 49. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
All right, so there you have it. Personal foul face mask after the fact. So that one will be enforced on the kickoff. Steckel on for the extra point. 34-21 your score. Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up, and the extra point attempt is good. Makes your score 35-21 with 2:02 left to play here in the third quarter. What is the deal with the traffic cone? Why are they carrying around a traffic cone down there?
That is the party zone.
Oh, that's the party zone. Okay.
Turnover, traffic cone, party zone.
I like that. Turnover cone, traffic zone.
Everybody does have to have their celebration for turnovers, and with our orange helmets, that's a great.
Where's
way
the
to
chain?
do it.
What are they talking about?
So that's exactly what you wanted. If you're this Heidelberg offense, you got to make something happen, and that's what they needed right there. Drive that ball down the field, get up by 2 touchdowns. Now you got some breathing room.
Yes, a lot of breathing room. Defense has done a really good job in the second half of pretty much shutting down anything Muskingum has done compared to the first half where they had a lot of struggles. And the offense looked pretty good this half.
And this right here should be a no doubt about it touchback.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what Heidelberg has in store.
Harbaugh on to kickoff. He boots this one deep and into the end zone for the touchback. 2:02 left here in the third quarter. Heidelberg takes a 35-21 lead. And now they turn it over to their defense. Who's pitching a shutout here in the second half. This Muskingum offense, they really put together a few solid drives in the beginning of this game. But they've been unable to get anything going here in the second half. A man in motion now. Garrett in the pistol formation. Rolls to his right, gets it out. It's complete. He's got it up to his man, and he's got it out of bounds. That's Trevante Keat. And Kitt has it up near the 32-yard line. Trevante Kitt, spelled K-E-I-T-T. So every time I look, I want to say Keat, but it's actually Kitt. Garrett gets it away, complete to his receiver, breaks a tackle, and he's down around the 50-yard line. Travis Roberson on the reception. And Roberson made that first guy miss and then picks up some extra yards to get it down to the 49.
And, you know, we haven't called Roberson's name as much as I thought we might. He's their second leading receiver on the season.
Back to pass. Garrett slings it out right. It's complete. That's Kitt on the reception. He's got it up near the first down, but just shy. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Or 2nd down and 2, sorry. Garrett back to pass. Slings it out over the middle. It's complete. He's got Edmondson, and that's out of bounds. Zuri Edmondson on the reception. And he's up to the 29-yard line. So this Muskie offense starting to move the ball once again as they're just kind of sitting back and picking apart this defense. Shotgun formation. They bring a man in motion, and that is going to be a false start as the center snapped it just a little too soon.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty.
Not very often you see a false start called against the center.
No, and I think they're lucky as well that he moved even before that was snapped because
yeah,
he snapped it, nobody else was ready, and it looked like Blackiston might have jumped on it.
So 1st and 15 now. Ball at the 34-yard line. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side of the formation. Garrett back in the shotgun. Jordan Garrett rolls to his left, sets his feet, slings it down the field. It's incomplete. He was trying to find his man, Jalen Goodman.
He was open, too.
Made a great cut being jammed at the line, just like last drive we talked about by Tremont Wiley.
So 2nd and 15 coming up here. 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. That offensive line, they were getting some push early, but I'll tell you what, this defensive line, they keep them fresh, and they just keep coming, keep applying the pressure. They bring a blitz. They dump it off to the running back, Wellmeyer, and he's going to be brought down from behind by Griffin Pendry right around the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
There's some good pursuit there.
Not sure what. Oh, like injured player down on the field.
Looks like for Muskingum.
Looks like possibly a cramping issue. Holding his thigh. It's usually the case. That's not pleasant. You ever had cramps before?
Yeah.
During a game? My God. It usually sets in right around the third or fourth quarter. It's like your leg just locks up. Ah!
And the remedies are not pretty. I've heard mustard, pickles, just things like that you don't exactly want to eat during the game.
Electrolytes, get them in you.
And when Heidelberg gets real aggressive, like we saw in that last play, sending some extra blitzers.
Yeah,
we've seen teams on the season take advantage of that with screens like we did there. And if they pin their ears back again, send more than the front four, got to wonder if Muskie will set something up like that again.
3rd and long, 3rd and 9. Garrett back to pass. Slings it long. He's going down the field, and it's incomplete. He was going for Goodman, and Goodman was hand fighting the whole way down the field. He had his arm tied up. Now the referee's coming over to the other referee, and he gave him a chest bump as he came up to him. He's like, wait a second here. You really think I was pass interference? Come on now. Did you see the chest bump that ref gave him?
I missed that.
I did not.
I wish I could have seen that.
I've never seen that before. I was like, wow, okay.
It's a very aggressive way to start a conference between them.
I think I want to send it down to our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. They're going to pick up the flag, I think. No, they're not. Wow. I just cannot. I can't. I don't understand. He was never even going to catch that ball. All right, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. Joey, you had a better look at that. What was that?
Yeah, I think that might add to the litany of questionable calls tonight because that ball did not look catchable to call a pass interference right there. But, these stripes are paid the big money for a reason, so I guess it's got to be their call. But that was questionable if you ask myself, along with some other calls tonight. But this Heidelberg defense has a lot of juice right now, so I think they got this under control, guys. Back up to you.
Thanks, Joey. Garrett slings it into the end zone, going for his man Goodman again, but no catch on that one. And Goodman once again looking for another flag. He's saying, hey, can't I get one every play? Come on.
And see, funny enough on that one, he had at least a step or two of separation, but once again, the ball just a yard or two past him.
So a 2nd and long. Ball marked at the 14-yard line. Actually, it's the 13-yard line. My apologies. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side of the formation. Wellington in the backfield. Garrett back to pass. He's dropped from behind for a sack. Guess who? Zach Blackiston with his 3rd sack of the game. Wow.
Puts him at 8.5 sacks on the season. It's on a record pace right now in terms of Heidelberg history.
Man.
And I was going to say, he's padding his own stats, keeping his career record safe, right? He has the career
I believe he does.
All right, that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more Heidelberg football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports and the OAC Network.
Nate Mullins here. You're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the Over Under podcast every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning. Thank you, guys.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse Podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
It's gonna be a good game to watch. We're back here at Herneman Stadium, Riesen Field on the campus of Heidelberg University. Nate Mullins, Treyvon Hastings, and Max Drummond on the call. Greg Kinn and Zach Dillon running the production side of things. Joey Krajewski on the sideline. Garrett whips it into the end zone. It's tipped up and incomplete. And, man, they are looking for a flag on every play, aren't they?
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. And a great job there by Pendry to come over top and help out St. Clair.
Wiley and Goodwin getting into it.
I saw
Fisher had
that
to
down there,
separate
too.
him.
Wiley
He's fired up right now.
He was all fired up down there. Fourth down coming up. Yeah. Four receiver set. Oh, they got a guy jump.
It was Blackiston.
And Blackiston in the neutral zone. It's just going to be a 5-yard penalty, but it'll move them closer.
Offside on the defense. Number 12. 5-yard penalty remains.
We've seen a few of those on both teams today as these defensive lines and linebackers are just trying to get after it, man, and they are trying to jump that snap count. I think that's what's led to Blackiston getting those 3 sacks.
And that 5 yards allows Muskingum to bring their field goal unit out.
Oh, what does a field goal do you here?
Got to get some points, I think.
I guess. Keep it respectable. And number 96, Aaron Myers, on to attempt what would be a 35-yard field goal. It's a low line drive. It hits off the upright, and he doinked it.
Looked like there might have been some interior pressure. Not sure if it affected.
Yeah, he got right up the middle. They collapsed the interior part of that offensive line, and that led to the missed field goal. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school kind of coach, but I thought in that situation, you move 5 yards closer. That's 5 yards closer to a touchdown.
Also true.
Not 3 points. I don't know.
Sure.
I just thought maybe that was a situation where, hey, what's 3 points going to get you? But a touchdown gets you within a touchdown,
Right.
3 points is still a 2-possession game.
It was a really long fourth down as well. That probably
That's right.
led to the decision.
Treharn back in the game at quarterback. Carries a defender forward and buries his head up to the 24-yard line. He had a defender who was grabbed a hold of his jersey the whole play and was just dragging along with him. Treharn in the pistol set here. Fullback on the left side, running back in the backfield. Trehan takes the snap, handoff. TJ Ramey on the carry, and he's got it up to about the 26-yard line.
Livingston and Hirsch with the tackle.
3rd and 3. They need to get it to the 30. It's at the 27. 2 receivers on the near side of the formation, 2 backs in the backfield with Treharn. Chase Treharn going to keep it himself off the right side. He's got the first down, and he's out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Chase Treharn, or Shane Treharn, I should say.
We've done a lot of
impressive
talking.
run.
Yeah, we've done a lot of talking about the physicality of the skilled players, and especially TJ Ramey when he runs the ball. But on that one, he had a great lead block, and that secured the 3rd down conversion.
Boy, he is a tough kid, man. I'll tell you what. I wouldn't want to tackle that guy.
No, I wouldn't want to go against him, period. I mean,
because he's not trying to make anybody miss. He's just trying to make people regret trying to tackle him.
Exactly. It's a different type of running approach.
Two backs in the backfield. Treyharn turns around, hands it off. Ramey off the left side. He's got some great blocks in front. Jaron Curtis with an absolutely beautiful block out in front. Boy, he is clearing the way right now. He's doing a great job out in front. Look at this block by Curtis. Watch him. From the right side to the left. Let me take this guy out of the play. He's gone. Bye-bye.
And even without Yearby, the Heidelberg running back depth is showing off today.
Absolutely. And I think another thing that's showing off, that offensive line.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're moving the line of scrimmage back at least a couple yards at a time.
And they're giving these quarterbacks time to assess the field. Two receivers on the near side of the formation. Pistol set. Treyharn back to pass. Looks down the field. He's got Reed, and it's tipped up into the air and incomplete. Reed. Coverage on the play. I believe that was Roebuck on the coverage.
You know, on second and short like that, at a point in the game where if Heidelberg does score here, that could likely put it out of reach. And I like the call there, taking a shot, but still 3rd and 1. You got a great opportunity here.
Probably two downs to get this as well.
3rd and 1. Shotgun set, two backs in the backfield. Curtis takes the handoff, got the first down, and spins forward for a couple extra yards up to the 47-yard line. Boy, look at the size of his legs. I mean, that dude has got some tree trunks for thighs, man.
That's exactly the way I was thinking of phrasing it. Only at 5'9", but he's 210 pounds.
Jeez, look at the size of those things. I mean, that's probably the size of my waist, man. I'm just saying, jeez. Talk about a powder keg.
Oh, yeah. Definition of it.
Dude is like a cannonball.
Ramey's built a lot like Curtis, so you're looking at two real physical backs, run them downhill, pound defenses.
1st and 10, ball at the 47. Fake the handoff. Treyharn takes it himself, and he's going to carry it forward to near midfield.
Treyharn with the keeper.
We saw a couple of guys shoving after that play.
Little extracurriculars.
Yeah, might see more of that here in the 4th quarter.
Getting a little chippy. Second and 7 coming up. They're going to stay in that shotgun look with two backs, one on each side of Treyharn. Two receivers on the near side, one on the far side. Hand off to Curtis, left side, and he buries his way forward for about a 5, maybe a 4-yard gain up to the 46-yard line.
It's 3rd down.
Man, he is just all man and a yard wide. 3rd and 3. Treyharn tried to get the defense to jump. They stay honest. So he looks to the sideline for the play adjustment. Comes back up, gets settled back into the shotgun. 3 receivers, actually 2 receivers on the near side. H-back on the right side of the formation, 1 back in the backfield. Brandon Reed, the slot receiver. Kelleher on the left side. They sling it down the field. They got Reed all by himself at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Heidelberg. Shane Treyharn to Brandon Reed from 47 yards out. Puts the Berg back on the board. 41-21 your score. 9:42 left in the ball game.
Looked like they had a run play called, audibled at the line, play action pass. Great execution and nobody out there to cover Reed.
You know, I was going to say they had nobody past probably 10, 15 yards down the field in that defensive backfield. They were fully expecting a run there.
Busted coverage there. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 42-21 your score. 9:42 left to play here in the ball game. And Heidelberg just starting to put this one away. Look at this one. Off his back foot. He was rolling to his right, chucked it off his back foot. He knew all he had to do was get in anywhere near Reed because he was so wide open.
Sometimes the hardest throws are the ones when they're just wide open, and
That's
you gotta
point.
put it on them.
It's a great point.
You know, everybody in the stadium is like right there pointing. Just get him the ball, and you don't want to mess it up.
Give a huge shout out right now to our sponsors once again. Of course, on the Heidelberg side of things, you have your Legacy Federal Credit Union and OSST Pro Tracks. Big shout out to both sponsors helping bring this broadcast to you here on the OAC Network. And of course, here on Heart of Ohio Sports, shout out to our sponsors, Pyramid Recruiting Offices and Chicadet Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. Lisette Torres and her family do an excellent job out there. You need to stop out and check it out for yourself. I can tell you all about it, but you got to try it for yourself. Goodman takes the return, and he's got some more running room, and he's up to the 30, and he's brought down right at the 31-yard line. Coming in to make that cleanup tackle, I believe, is Elijah Hodge.
First and 10 for the Muskies.
So the Muskies will take over at their own 31-yard line, trailing by 21 now. Boy, this one's taken a turn since halftime, hasn't it?
Defense stepped up big time, and the offense has done a really good job.
Garrett whips it out left side. Or right side. That's incomplete. Trying to find Kit, as Trevani Kit was trying to work his way across the coverage. But within that 5-yard window, they're allowed to have a little bit of contact there. So ball at the 31. 2nd and 10. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. 1 man in the backfield. Garrett slings it out over the middle. It's complete to his man. He's got Goodman, and Goodman has it near the first down. We'll say he's just short of the first down marker. Right about the 40-yard line is where they'll mark it down. That's a very short 3rd down here. 3rd and inches. Man in motion. That's Kit. Gardner back to pass. Garrett. And that is incomplete as he was going for Roberson over the middle. But Garrett with a nice pass, but great defense there. Garrett just absolutely got tattooed in the backfield. How he was able to get rid of that ball, I don't know.
Yeah, and it looked like he might have only had one option deep, and that was Roberson. He had to stare him down. It's the only spot he had to look before the pressure got there, and Heidelberg's defense read that fantastically.
3 receivers on the near side, 4th and inches. Garrett, little option pitch to the right side. Wellmeyer on the run, and what a job there by Tremont Wiley to come in and cut out his legs from underneath of him to save what could have been a pretty dangerous play there. As Wellington was, he was coming across the line, or Wellmeyer. And it's nearly picked, and it is picked. Easton St. Clair comes up with the interception. Boy, they were quick to get right up to the line there. Yeah. And I don't think the receiver was even ready for the ball.
See Heidelberg drop back, played zone coverage.
Great coverage there by the Student Princes.
Forced Garrett to pick a window, and he unfortunately picked the tightest one that had 4 Heidelberg defenders there. And St. Clair ran into Norris, actually. I believe it was Norris or Cunningham, but was able to secure the ball and get a nice interception.
Garrett has had a great first half, but this second half has just not been there for him here.
No, that defense has definitely turned up the intensity, the pass rush, and he has no time to think.
Left side, it's complete. They make the reception, and they get it up to about the 43-yard line. That's Pearson on the reception, Glenn Pearson. Through 3 quarters, TJ Ramey had 24 carries for 153 yards, averaging 6.3 yards per carry.
I believe he's over 170 now.
Sheesh. Bridger Klein on the day, 9 of 16 for 82 yards and a touchdown. Shane Treharn, 4 of 5, 49 yards and a touchdown as well. I believe that was before the Brandon Reed touchdown, so.
Shane Treharn.
No gain on the play by Treharn.
With the keeper.
Down inside of 8 minutes to play here in the ball game. Heidelberg
With the tackle.
opened up a 42-21 lead now over the Muskies.
And I'm interested to see how conservative Heidelberg is here if they take a shot, get the first down.
And Treharn looking to the sideline now for the play adjustment. Settles back into the pistol. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Steps up into the pocket, still looking downfield. Gets rid of it. It's complete. He's got his man, and they got the first down. Glenn Pearson all the way inside Muskie territory. But hang on, there's a flag on the play. I think we got an eligible downfield. And it took a little bit of time to develop. Yep. It's usually what happens. Treharn was rolling to his right, trying to find an open target there. And when you're rolling that long, it's kind of hard for those offensive linemen to stay put, man.
Yeah, and it's usually it is a great play to try to extend it and keep the play alive, but sometimes the natural drift downfield can occur.
And if that's not the actual play call, then as a
Right.
lineman, I mean, I know
you have no idea
from
where he's
experience,
at.
I have no idea where he's at. Like, I don't know what he's doing. So.
Yep.
Shotgun set here on 3rd and 13. Treharn back to pass. Looking, steps up into the pocket. A little shovel pass now as he dumps it off. Kelleher on the reception. He's got the first down inside Muskie territory down to the 47-yard line.
Pass complete to Kelleher.
That's just a real smart play by Trahan, and you don't need to do too much there. Don't force something down the field. Just pick up what you can, and Keller does a great job after the catch.
Exactly. Big time first down there on 3rd and 13. Keeps the drive alive, and more importantly, keeps that clock rolling. Down to 6:15 left to play in the ball game. In the pistol, Treharn, handoff, Ramey off the right side, tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard out of it.
Ramey with the carry. Gooding with the stop.
Nice job by Gooding, and Kenny Page also in there on the stop as well. That's a big freshman. Look at that kid. Jeez. Number 90. Big boy.
Yeah, not the first time we've called his name, that's for sure.
2nd and 9. Shotgun formation here. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. Shane Treharn rolls to his right. Quarterback keeper.
Treharn with the keeper. Wilforth and Murphy.
And that'll force the 3rd down here. 3rd and long. 3rd and about 11.
It's 3rd down.
Coming up here for the Berg. They've got it at the 48-yard line. And we are down to 5 minutes left to play here in the ball game. An interesting development here as Heidelberg center Bobby Logan on the sideline dealing with some kind of an injury here. Hopefully that's okay. Looks like a hand injury possibly as, oh, what a, man, I'll tell you what, Treharn is, he's a master improviser out here. As he's doing a pretty good job freelancing, trying to find that extra space to allow his receivers to get open downfield. And I'm telling you what, man, he just missed Glenn Pearson there for a big gain.
Hit Pearson in the hands. He just couldn't corral it. Could have been a better throw as well.
And a 4th down coming up. Back deep to return. Trevani Kitt. Parker Smith on to punt. Gets the punt away. And that one is a boot that hits out of bounds right at the 15-yard line, but we'll see where they mark it out. That's where they mark it, right at the 15. What a punt there by Parker Smith as he pins him down inside their 20. Give a huge shout out to our camera crew here. Got Mackenzie Murray, Connor Sukel, and Vaden Mallon. Huge shout out because they are doing an absolutely amazing job here today. Of course, Mackenzie running our sideline action camera today. We'll check in with her and Joey here in just a little bit, but they are doing an outstanding job so far here today. Just want to give them a big shout out for everything that they're doing for us. Heidi, Bobby, Mackenzie, Connor, Vaden, all doing a great job. Let's check in with Joey Krajewski here as he's standing by on the sideline now. Go ahead, take it away, Joey. How's it going down there, man?
Hey, it's an awesome time down here. This Heidelberg sideline is absolutely on a different level right now. The energy is a complete 180 of what it was in the first half. They are talkative. They are going crazy. Anytime there's a big play, a turnover, a touchdown, it is a literal party over here. It's so much fun. Obviously, Coach Donaldson got to him in that halftime speech, and I mean, they have absolutely flipped it around in the second half. Obviously, the scoreboard says it, but the energy, the vibes, everything is so much different about this Heidelberg team, and this is kind of what we expected out of this game. But besides that, I think the Heidelberg defense is about to put it away here. I think we got a big party coming up after this because this Heidelberg sideline is ready for that clock to hit triple zeros. But besides that, back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Joey. Hey, did you get any chance to hang out in the party zone down there? But with the little cone they got, was it a turnover cone?
Oh, Mackenzie and I have been, we are like a part of the team sometimes. When this ball gets down there, we are like absolutely crumbled. Like, I got to cover the microphone just so nothing gets through because it gets crazy down there.
Well, I appreciate all you guys are doing down there. Thanks a lot, Joey.
Thank you, guys.
All right, there's our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski. We had a pass interference penalty on the defense on that play. I believe
it had been a couple drives since we'd seen one of those, so
yeah,
bound to happen, I guess.
I think it was Key Cunningham who was the guilty party there. Back to pass. Jordan Garrett steps up, delivers it, and what a pass. He was destroyed as he got rid of that one. Still able to get it away to his receiver. Trevani Kitt makes the catch right at the 43-yard line, just a yard shy of the first down. Way to stand tall in the pocket there.
Yeah, and he's shown a great ability of doing that, and his throws on the run as well, just trying to buy more time.
Pistol set, Garrett back to pass, looking, slings it down the far sideline. It's incomplete as he was looking in the direction of Edmondson. But Key Cunningham once again there in coverage, step for step with him.
Garrett had some pressure as well while making the throw. Tyler Turk did a really good job of forcing him to kind of just throw it.
And fumbled snap. Garrett picks it up, slings it out. It's complete. Wellmeyer on the reception, makes a man miss, and he is hit from behind and brought down. A flag flies in from the side judge there. I'm not sure what that flag was about because it was really late. Unless that's a sideline warning.
After the play had ended, personal foul, face mask.
Oh, must have been a face mask at the end of the play.
15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Down to 3 minutes to play here in the ball game. That penalty will move the ball inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. Jordan Garrett in the pistol formation. Wellmeyer back there with him. Three receivers here on the near side, one on the far side. That's Edmondson. Garrett looking off to the right. That's Wellmeyer, and he is just absolutely dropped in the backfield. Key Cunningham coming up to make a big stop.
What a shot.
Charge timeout. Muskingum.
Muskingum takes time out here. Let's take a look at that one once again. As Key Cunningham read that one like a book. He was all over that screen, came out of his coverage, came down to make the play in the backfield, tackle for a loss. They're going to lose 3 yards on the play. So, once again, thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on our website, heartofohiosports.com. You can also find us on the OAC Network today, streaming live for Heidelberg Football, all of their home games this year, right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning as we'll have our Fantasy Focus tomorrow morning right around 9 a.m. The Over Under podcast with Joey Krajewski and Aaron Steyer joining you live inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin right around 9 a.m. Once again, that's the Fantasy Focus on the Over Under pod. And then on Monday, another episode of the Pulse podcast. Of course, if you didn't watch last week's episode, you need to go back and watch. That was a great episode. And they sling it over the middle. Garrett right at his receiver, and it bounces off of his chest. Trevani Kitt has been complaining the whole game about calls, and he wants every call. But you know what? You got to catch every pass that hits you in the hands. I'm just saying. You want those calls, you got to catch the pass when it hits you in the... Yeah, just saying. Four receivers set, 2 on each side of the field here. 3rd and long. Garrett back to pass. Pressure, rolls to his right. Looking, and he's going to be run out of bounds. That's going to be a 2-yard loss. Now, is that credited as a sack, Zach? If he goes out of bounds 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and he's chased out by a player, that's not a sack? All right.
He was chased out there by Tyler Turk, and I don't know about you guys, but that looked terrifying. A guy 6'5", 260 should not be able to keep pace like that.
Nah, I would need a new pair of underwear if I had him chasing after me. I'm just saying.
You can see how big he is from up here, being 6'5".
He towers over everybody.
He's massive.
4th down, 15 to go. Garrett back to pass, steps up, and he's dropped. Once again, guess who? Zach Blackiston. He says 1, 2, 3, no, 4. Give me 4.
And, we were starting to get ready to theorize about our player of the game. I mean, did he lock it up there?
I mean, is there any question at this point?
It would be him or Ramey.
Yeah.
Ramey's had 167 on the ground and 3 touchdowns, but other than that, Blackiston's really set the tone defensively.
How many times has he killed a drive for this team, though? Right. I mean, how many times has he absolutely destroyed any momentum the Muskies were getting? It's been every one of his sacks have come at crucial situations.
Absolutely.
You would think you would at least double team him.
Yep. Leave a tight end or running back on that side, something.
You would think.
It's hard to double him when you have a big 6'5" Tyler Turk in there as well.
Yeah.
Handoff, Jaron Curtis carries it up the middle, carries defenders with him, refuses to go down all the way up to midfield. Jaron Curtis. Man, let's look at that one. 18-yard rumble.
And to spin off his own guy right
Contact
there.
right at the line of scrimmage and carried defenders for another 18 yards. Wow. Woo-hoo-hoo. First and 10 at midfield. 1:38 left here in the ball game. Shane Treharn in at quarterback. Handoff. Curtis once again. Left side. Little stutter step. Trying to find some running room. Lunges forward up to about the 44-yard line. 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 coming up.
And, if it's the type of situation where you just have to bleed clock, ball control, I can't think of 2 other running backs you'd rather have than the ones Heidelberg has with Ramey or Curtis.
God. I've never seen a 0-0 ever. Curtis on the carry. Up the middle. It's taken away, and they're going to say his forward progress was stopped. Let's see. Was he stopped? Oh, yeah, he was stood up. He was stopped. But they got to whistle it dead. That's the thing. Like, if you want that play to be dead there, you got to whistle him dead. And I think there's a penalty on the play.
Looks like Heidelberg is just trying to get out of here now.
And that's it. That's the final play of the game. That's going to do it. What a way to end the game. I mean, that was an unceremonious ending there. But, hey, that's the ball game, folks. 42-21 is your final. Heidelberg all over Muskingum in the second half with a 21-0 shutout after halftime. All right, we're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a full breakdown, and we will have our player of the game. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the postgame show right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Nate Mullins here. You're watching Heidelberg Football on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the Over Under podcast every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning. Thank you, guys.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, welcome back here at Heidelberg Stadium, Riesen Field on the campus of Heidelberg University. Nate Mullins, Treyvon Hastings, and Max Drummond joining me live here in the postgame show in the press box here at Heidelberg Field. Let's take a look at these full game stats here before we send it down to the field for our player of the game. And I'll go with defensive stats for you, Treyvon, and we'll go offense over here with you, Max. How about that?
That works.
Absolutely.
Defensively, Easton Sinclair had 6 total tackles. Actually, 10 total tackles, 6 assisted, 4 unassisted. Griffin Pendry had 8 tackles. Zachary Blackerston had 8 tackles, 3.5 being sacks, 4.5 being tackles for loss. He had a phenomenal game. And Joseph Norris had 5 tackles in the backfield as well, defensively.
So there you have it. Those are some incredible defensive stats right there. Some guys really put it all on the field today. Max, go ahead and take it over with the offensive stats.
Yeah, you know, the defense really set them up nicely, and in return, 261 yards on the ground for Heidelberg. They really controlled the clock, and it was a little bit closer in possession time than expected, honestly. 31 to Heidelberg, 28 or so for Muskingum, but I think the biggest standout stat, 11 of 16 on third down. They really just kept converting when they had to.
All right, now we're going to send it down to the sideline as we have our player of the game. Go ahead, Joey, take it away. Who's our player of the game?
All right, I am here with Zach Blackerston. Obviously, had a monster game, 8 tackles, 4 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss. I mean, you got anything else to say, man?
No, it was a great team effort. We didn't play well as a defense last week. We really just wanted to come out and prove it to ourselves and the OAC. I personally don't think I had a great game last week. I really want to come out and make a statement.
Yeah, so it was 21-21 going into halftime. Obviously, you know, the defense didn't look shaky, but, I mean, you give up 2 scores. What happened at halftime? Because you guys had I talked about it a couple times, a complete different energy at halftime.
Yeah, so at halftime we talked about how the whole sideline, everybody was just absolutely dead. No excitement. We had a touchdown first drive, absolutely no one, only 4 guys in the parties box. We just really wanted to focus on coming out and being energetic in the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, you had a hell of a game, man. Obviously, next week, looking ahead, you guys got Mount Union, obviously the big dogs in the division. What are you guys looking forward to next week?
We're just looking forward to compete, honestly. We feel like we're the best D-line in the OAC, and we're going to try to go prove it next week.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys are hard to argue against. I mean, you and Turk, I mean, are two of the, not only the biggest guys out there, which is scary, but two of the most athletic guys in the field. Did I see you line up at linebacker one time?
I do line up at linebacker sometimes. Yeah.
Bro, that was crazy. I mean, you're like 6'4", line up at linebacker. I mean, mind blown. But I got nothing else for you, man. Hell of a game. You got anything else to say?
Izzy Rich, I can't wait for you to be Izzy Blackiston. I love you.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you, guys. Back up to you.
All right. Thanks again, Joey.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hell of a game.
Thank you so much.
Good luck next week.
All right. There we have Joey Krajewski. Why am I not hearing myself here? Well, I'm live, so whatever. All right. There we go. Now I understand why I wasn't hearing myself. Okay. So, hey, guys. Great interview there with our player of the game, Zach Blackiston.
Oh, yeah.
And well-deserved. I mean, you can talk. We had a lot of different guys that contributed today. You know, TJ Ramey with a big game, over 160 yards. Jaron Curtis contributed as well, 44 yards on 7 carries. Both quarterbacks really came in and just did their job. That's all you can ask. They didn't turn the ball over, only 1 sack. That's what you want out of your quarterbacks. Now, he did have the 1 fumble. Treharn had the 1 fumble, but he was in a gang of tackles. I mean, that was hard for anybody to hold on to the ball in that situation. But they did what they had to do. They did their jobs, and I'll tell you what, that defense really, that was really what set the tone, especially in the second half.
You know, the efficiency of the quarterbacks in the passing game today, when not only you have a new quarterback, but 2 of them, you'd think that would throw off some timing, whether it's with the snap or with the receivers, but it looked really solid today.
Yeah, and it looked solid on both sides, honestly, because Jordan Garrett looked pretty good as well. 22 of 35, 228 yards through the air and a touchdown. Both teams, I think, put it all on display in the first half. You saw Muskingum giving everything they had to try to keep this game close. But really what it came down to in the second half, I mean, talent. Talent wins every time. And when you talk about the talent that is on that defense for Heidelberg this year, it's hard to match up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a real veteran group. They've played together for so long.
Sure.
I'm willing to bet they know what the other one's going to do. They don't even have to think about it.
Right.
Yes.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up? Because I mean, this was a great game. This was fun. A lot of fun with you guys today. I appreciate you guys coming on, helping me out. I mean, it helps having some guys to kind of bounce some things off of.
Always.
You guys did a great job today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate your help.
Fun time.
Any final thoughts? Shout outs? Anything?
Just a quick final thought. I mean, Heidelberg was playing without their starting quarterback and running back, and we'll see if they play next week against Mount Union at Mount Union. Be very important to see if Yerby or Sims is back. But besides that, really good game, great atmosphere.
Yeah, they did what they had to, like you said, and it just goes to show their preparation is great, and Scott Donaldson does a great job leading them every week.
Absolutely. All right, well, guys, that's pretty much going to do it. I want to give a shout-out one last time to our crew because we had a big one, guys. It wouldn't be possible if not for these guys. First, let's give a shout-out to the camera crew. Mackenzie Murray manning the, I should say, not manning because womaning the sideline action camera. Connor Sukel and Vaden Mallon, all our camera operators today. And, of course, thanks to our crew here up in the press box. Greg Kinn and Zach Dillon. We've been chilling up here with Zach Dillon the whole time. He's been doing a great job on the production side of things. And, of course, thanks to our sideline reporter, Joey Krajewski, doing a great job today. And thanks to both of you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports and the OAC Network. Folks, if you made it this far, please help us out. Share the video. Like, follow, subscribe on all of our platforms. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. Find us. Give us a follow. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been a great ball game and a great broadcast. 42-21 is your final. Heidelberg over Muskingum. They're moving on the road. Next week, they got Mount Union. They'll be back here on the 22nd as they face Marietta for homecoming. We'll be back for that one. Until then, have a great day. Signing out.